All right. This week's question, just a little bit of flavor, pun intended. You'll see. What's your favorite food?
Going on since he grew up on a port city, probably like fisherman's stew.
Gotcha.
Well, at least you didn't say like elven bread.
Oh, that's on the side. It's like a roll.
Oh, damn it.
You can taste the songs they put in the dough.
You see, it's a human stew with elven bread cooked in a dwarven oven.
Mm-hmm.
You can
It's
put
like
a
they're all
cat.
holding hands into one dish.
It's like an interracial three-way in your mouth.
Oh my God. You can put kittens in the oven, but that doesn't make them biscuits.
Trying to think of what falls under dwarven cuisine.
Does ale count?
It would, except for the fact that I asked what's your drink of choice as an earlier question. I mean, I imagine most I imagine it being very like red meats, round vegetables like carrots, potatoes, mushrooms, that kind of thing.
Basically,
We're
think
talking
of
like-
English and Irish cooking.
Yeah,
Okay.
very much so.
Are we talking like meals, or are we talking like just snacks and stuff like that too?
Either way.
I know, the stew made by Thrum for a third wife. Weird though that it's the answer from Taskill.
That was good, but my second wife's shepherd's pie took the cake.
Yeah, I was
Oh God,
thinking
there's cake
stew,
too.
which makes it funnier.
Which might have been why she became my second, and the third became my third.
She did it so well you could almost not taste the spit.
Spit or spite?
That is a strange
Yes.
question. What food? What are dwarfy foods?
Anything from Ireland or England or Finland.
Party and or
Germany?
meaty dishes, definitely. Possibly involving copious amounts of alcohol.
Dirt baked potatoes?
Rum cake.
Beer battered vodka.
Nolgrim
You know
would
those
probably
funnel
be-
cakes, but made with beer?
There you go.
Any-
Nolgrim's would probably be a nice hearty breakfast. You know, eggs, bacon, sausage,
Blood sausage,
some, some flapjacks, just nice full breakfast spread. And of course, a morning beer.
Of course.
Beers for breakfast. Drink or be gone. I'm going with shepherd's pie. My second wife's shepherd's pie specifically.
That's what I got down.
God, we're gonna have a point where all the dwarves are coming back to the city after we bring it back, and we're gonna have to meet all of his wives.
You don't have to.
Janice, Daphne,
You'll have to meet all of them.
Lenore.
He's going to have to remember which one he's married to now. Is he married? I don't know. He doesn't.
That's for you.
He doesn't know.
You see, Gombo, that means you have free reign.
Well, what happened to Eski? Wasn't she the last one? Polymorphed by a wizard. Thrum. Oh, shoot.
Oh, that can't be good with the ancients. They don't look favorably upon eating your own kind.
Well, you know.
Not in that way, anyway. So
I
that
mean,
just
technically,
leaves,
she had been polymorphed, so.
So that just leaves Freya and Taskill.
We'll have to look up what a common dark elf cuisine is, so he knows what to expect with his upcoming wife.
Just a lot of fun.
And the wife's boar stew.
Right?
Borscht.
You know what, Taskill? I love that boar stew as well.
Yeah.
No one makes it like the missus.
It's totally
second.
valid. You are related.
What? Adventurers with a living and loving family? Oh my god.
That's odd, because my fifth wife made a really mean boar stew. Wait.
He's only been married 4 times.
So far.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out
That he
Taskill's
knows
wife.
of.
Turns out Taskill's wife is a time traveler's wife, and guess who the time traveler's about to become?
So Taskill is my child?
Fergis is a time traveler.
I'm not even going to attempt to unravel that question.
I was just trying to go into a joke about Thrum doing the nasty and the pasty.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, picking up where we left off last time, you guys just survived a first encounter with the blue ghost, as I believe Nolgrim was basically shaking his fist as it was running away, saying that he'll get it next time.
Mm-hmm.
After we nearly froze to death.
That was like 3 days ago. Get over it.
Fergus will probably chime in then and be like, so what was that about 44 people owed or whatever? Kind of looking over at Nolgrim.
That the beast has slain several dwarven miners, and its name is has a debt upon it.
I suppose that at least means that we're in the right cave.
Also, that bears the question, how old is that thing, or are we just dealing with a descendant of whatever killed our ancestors, I guess?
I'm fairly sure it is one and the same.
Fergus is like, be right back, I have a phone call.
The ring beast approaches.
Oh god, no.
How does he get perception down here?
I'm here to talk to you about your car insurance.
Son of a bitch!
The warranty on your automobile is about to expire.
Yeah, I still get those calls from time to time. And I know that they're BS because they're like, this is an urgent warning about your car's warranty. And it's automated. I just hang up. I'm like, I don't own a car, so I know that's bullshit.
Do you ever answer and actually talk to him about it?
Yeah, like go into it with him.
They're always all automated.
Ah, damn it.
I know, otherwise I would.
I'm back.
Just want to let you guys know, every time I read the word infusion on the Artificer sheet, it gives me Way of the Wicked PTSD. Because that's what they're also called for kineticists.
Oh, yeah.
What the hell's...
So, anyway, a portal to the negative planet opens, and Freya gets murdered by ghosts.
And one really pissed off goblin.
Okay, what are we doing? Where's the plot?
Somewhere.
We ever finished that wagon being turned into a carry cart for
Yeah, we did.
Our
We finished
mushroom
that
friend?
last session, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thrum was just finishing cooking the last of the meats when the blue ghost attacked.
I never seen a porker like that can just disappear. We're gonna have to do something about that. We can't just go lollygagging around with him maybe behind us the whole time.
And if it's attacked a lot of miners in the past, there's a chance it has a taste for dwarf.
When we set up camp somewhere, we should set up some traps.
I
I can do
Yeah.
that.
maybe leave somebody out as a bait and others take hiding places.
Are you volunteering, Thrum?
Yeah, it's very nice of you to volunteer, Thrum.
Certainly. Somebody's got to be.
I
the
mean,
man.
old as you are, you'll be seen as the weakest and most vulnerable target.
Perhaps start hobbling a little bit more while we walk so you can really sell it.
Taskill, where's that flask? Can't find a good one over 100. Wait, what?
No,
You
you're
got
right.
that-
Can't find a good one
you
over
got that
100.
one right.
Yep. Interesting
And-
quirk about dwarves. They slur when they drink less.
The ravages of sobriety.
This makes me think of Bender from Futurama, where the more sober he gets like a rusted 5 o'clock shadow and everything.
Mm.
But yeah, I say we strap this thing onto the Steel Defender and finish probably what is now a much quicker way to cure the meats, as we lost most of it, and get a move on.
Really quickly, just finishing the last thing on my sheet. Can anyone show me where the infusions are for the Artificer?
Michael, stop tapping your leg.
Oh yeah, I got it. I'll link it. Hold on.
No, do you guys hear a sound in the background? That might be my ceiling fan. I can turn it off.
If it's there, it's so freaking subtle. I don't really hear it.
It sounds like something tapping whenever.
Yeah, it's a sound of it. It sounds like a little tapping noise because it's slightly shaking.
I linked the Artificer infusions for you.
Beat me to it.
I was already on that page, so not the infusion one, but easy to get to from where I was.
Yeah, one of them just lets you straight up choose one magic item off of a list and just make it. It's
Mhm.
pretty cool.
Some of them weren't that bad either.
I can turn it to a lower setting so it's not making noise.
Yeah, so the world's really your guys' oyster on where you want to go. I will tell you this because, though it won't reveal the hexes, you do know that kind of all the surrounding hexes around you are just open space, really. So you're not really running into any walls right now.
We know where that surface entrance we thought was going to be is in here.
This way is where you saw it from.
Out of character, 2 things. Did we find the humans dead?
Yeah, you found the
Yes.
remainders of them.
Okay.
All
And
along
then-
that tunnel.
Second thing, what are we aiming for over here?
We're looking for a mine entrance, I think, aren't we?
Yep. That's why I said
Okay.
sounds like we're in the right cave, and he said it had been eating miners long ago.
Fergus, for no particular reason, would point at the horizon and be like, I think we should head where the light's going.
I don't think there's a mine up there, Sonny.
Yeah, but best to get a sense of the land. If we're at the highest point, looking down into this crevasse, we might be able to see something we can't see from lower down here.
You're trying to find a way out, aren't you?
Well, I mean, yes, but also, what better way to get a view if by the top? And we have light here, so if we were on the top and looking down, we might see something that, being down here, we might miss. Also, we have, and I would hold out the spyglass and point at Freya's crossbow. We can get quite a good vision, even if it's dark out, from up top.
Hey. Got no other direction. That makes a little bit of sense. Good job, Fergus.
He just shrugs like, the fuck you mean by that?
As good a plan as any we have with this beast about and unknown terrain.
Onward then.
All right,
So yeah, I can't remember which way you said, but I know you said
this direction.
Yeah.
So you can go north or that hex. Either way, it's going to be
That's it.
jungle.
I'd say go north for now.
Okay.
Oh, and I am putting my armor back on.
Okay.
What
So don't-
what'd you say was the handicap of that?
If you go a whole day of marching with your armor, you'll have 1 level of fatigue.
And that's a flight armor, right?
Certain material light armor. Like
I have
think,
leather.
yeah, you're fine. The trick about this level of fatigue is that if you do a second day, it does not increase. It just stays at 1 level because you're not going to die from it. You're just kind of genuinely uncomfortable.
Yeah, and what does fatigue do?
One level
first-
of it will have disadvantage on all
Oh, sorry,
ability checks.
exhaustion. I keep getting those confused because I think Dark Heresy had fatigue.
And so does Pathfinder, so. Yeah,
Yeah, so
one
I
level of
keep-
exhaustion gives you disadvantage on all ability checks like acrobatics, or athletics,
Mhm.
all that stuff.
Yeah. So. All right. Let me reveal the next hex.
While he's doing that, Cope, have you calculated all the stuff we have in the bag of holding, and is that the light wagon stuff gone now, or?
The handout for Light Wagon, everything, if you look at the top, it shows that everything is being held in the bag of holding right now.
Gotcha.
We're like 7 bulk under, or less. 5 more bulk, and we have to start divvying out what we don't want to carry. But everything on the Light Wagon list is what's in the bag right now.
Gotcha. I just wanted to double check that. Those bear traps might come in handy.
All right. So on this day, you're pressing into this northern hex here. As you guys are going, the jungle is getting much, much denser here, slowing your progress to kind of a crawl. So, terrain feature, dense jungle. So how it is this is one of those terrain features I told you about that wouldn't instantly kill you. Basically what it is by default, due to how dense this jungle is and how much just hacking you'll have to do to get through the thick foliage, it'll take you 3 days to move through this hex.
I do have a question, though.
Yes.
2 of us have the Natural Explorer that says difficult terrain does not slow your travel.
It's not so much difficult terrain as it is a physical wall of vines and trees.
Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to double check.
I will say, you can have someone take a DC, or actually no, I'll do a group check. It's a DC 16 survival or a DC 20 strength test to reduce it to 2 days. And how a group check will work is you can all roll it, and if at least half of you pass, then you get the result.
But I've got disadvantage on it, right?
Yes, because you're very much sweating through your armor. Okay, so
How would a strength check work?
you just roll your strength skill.
Okay.
If you have survival trained, it's probably a better idea.
Oh, you said we could do strength instead?
Yeah, but it's a higher DC.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll just keep it.
Oof.
Looking like dwarves aren't super accustomed to jungle. Yeah, so it slows it to a crawl, and I really mean that. Like, there's definitely points where, like, you're just having to use your axes and short swords to hack away all the vines and these big poofy leaves in front of you, and like the steel defender with the rickshaw with Miku on it is completely holding still where you're trying to work.
I swear the bloody things are growing as we're chopping them.
I imagine we're just grumbling as we're chopping away.
Mm-hmm. All right, so it's going to take you 3 days total to get through this.
Yeah, I will say during the night when we set up camps, in addition to setting up an alarm circle like I normally do around us, because it has enough space to do it around us with like Miku on the cart and everything.
Oh yeah.
I would also take those bear traps we have in the bag of holding and set them up a little bit away. And through some trees that are nearby, set up some string with some bells on it.
Okay.
Set up basically a nice little area where if anything big enough comes through, we'll be alerted.
Okay. So 1 moment. I'm updating the tracker. 3 days just passed. I'll keep track of that. Let's see here. get the camping notes. So on the third and final day.
I have to edit the camping notes real quick because my passive is a little higher.
Okay, that's no problem.
Because I have training and perception now.
So yeah, you have the alarm spell, and then farther out, you said you had a strings with bells.
Yeah, I have like 10 feet of string, so somewhere where it would be like a more open area for something to come through, I would string like 10 feet of string and hang some bells on it. So if something trips it, it would like chime it.
Yeah.
And then other places away from that string and bells, I would have the 2 bear traps set up. And I would tell the party where they are so they don't accidentally go on them.
Yeah. So, according to the notes here, we got Nolgrim and Taskill sharing final watch. Is that the order we're keeping it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, actually, because Nolgrim's not the most observant. I think everybody would know that. And I'm pretty sure after, this day of traveling, Thrum's clearly not his normal self. So maybe we swap out to
Well, I think it says Taskill's on the last one, not Thrum.
Oh, okay.
Nolgrim
Never mind then.
Nolgrim and Taskill.
I'm good then.
And this is on the third day of you guys taking just forever hacking through the thickness of this jungle here.
I gotta tell you, taking first watch was the best decision I ever made.
So Nolgrim and Taskill, do you guys actually light a campfire out here or anything like that, or are you still keeping dark?
Sorry,
there's light overhead, right?
A
Yeah.
little bit, yeah. It's definitely dim, but it's a little
What's
bit
the
there.
temperature in the forest? That's also important at night. I guess it doesn't really matter because we're underground, but
yeah, it's one of these things where it gets to like the mid 80s, but with like 100% air humidity during the day. So even during the night, the warm air and just the water in the plants still radiate some heat. It
No
never
fire.
gets. Yeah, it never gets really cool in the jungle.
yeah, I would say probably no fire.
Mm.
Because we're all dwarves, we all have dark vision. We can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
So, Nolgrim and Taskill, you're, I guess, maybe like sitting on a bent tree or something like that, while everyone else is up in their webbed hammocks. And kind of through the trees, you guys hear the faint cling, 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 cling of Fergus's bells that he set up, followed by a lot of sounds of smashing plants and logs going crunch.
Doesn't sound like our ghost.
Yeah, definitely moving to wake people up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Nolgrim will also help wake people up and just try to keep an eye out for which direction it's coming from.
Yeah, let's see here.
Thrum's gonna take up point on the direction it's coming from and get his pike out.
Yeah, if they have time to wake us up, I would like to mage armor up in stealth.
Yeah, you guys definitely have time. Go ahead and give me a 1d4. Okay. All right. Cool. I'll set this up quick. It definitely sounds like whatever it is it's coming in your direction, but it does not sound hurried, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
Like, so it's not like something's charging directly at you.
Right. I think we need to lay low. Sounds like there might be a big lizard, another one coming our way, and best not to draw his attention.
Gonna roll a stealth.
Yeah, I figured I would roll advantage at Ivy because it's nighttime, so she would have advantage still.
Yeah.
Where is stealth?
It's alphabetical on the thing, so it should be near the bottom.
All right, here we go.
Damn, Freya, stealthy as shit.
Oh shit, yeah. All right, so I will move you guys over to the map, and you guys.
Did Thrum roll stealth yet or no?
Are skills on a different? Oh, there they are.
Don't forget, if any of you marched in armor, you would have disadvantage on this.
Well, if we're just waking up, we'd all be naked, right?
Well, it's not about the armor; it's about the cumulative fatigue of
gotcha.
marching and being humid and miserable. So you guys should.
Oh yeah, I think you figured out. I might need to roll that again because I think. Let me tell you, I'm wearing scale mail.
Yeah, so that would do it.
So I think I need to roll it again. Stealth
Yeah,
number 2.
Mine remains 17.
7.
Ooh.
All right, so you guys, I put you guys in this little section here. Position yourself however you feel would be the most relevant. All due to the denseness of this terrain, everything will be considered difficult terrain here for you guys.
And which way is the sound coming from?
It is coming from this direction. You guys should see that.
Okay, so I'll be right here.
Nolgrim's gonna tuck himself right in there.
All right. So, everyone good?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you guys see this coming stomping through all the trees in the jungle. It's low to the ground, and it's a heavily armored tank of a lizard whose tail is shaped like a warhammer, and it's got notched, spiked armored plates all along its head and its back. There's no way you guys would know this, but it is an Ankylosaurus.
Yay! Some sort of dragony beast.
It just kind of looks like it's going on its way right now.
Thrum! Befriend it! Let it be the new husky.
Thrum, keep your fucking head down.
No, we should let this one go on by, gents. We don't need her.
It hears Thrum's talking, and I guess Freya steps on like a branch too loudly or something. It suddenly stops, and it rears, and it lets forward whatever cry a dinosaur sound makes. We can only assume.
Moo.
And it looks
I
like
wanted to put a giant saddle on this thing anyways.
and it looks like it's going to charge because it feels threatened.
Oh,
In all reality, we're probably just gonna murder it. We don't have time for this.
I was not prepared with a natural 1.
Still higher than it.
Your mic's starting to do that thumping
No, it
thing.
is. Hold on 1 second. Can you hear me now?
how is that a 1?
Yeah, how...
He gets advantage to initiative.
Is my mic still doing the thing?
Sounds fine to me.
He's fixed.
Looks like everyone's on there. So Ivy would be up first.
She'll probably just hold an arrow until she can see it coming.
Okay. Thrum.
So I've got this ability. I've never used it.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me if you think it would be applicable, and I will give it a whirl.
Primeval awareness.
Yeah.
Sure.
That is definitely applicable in this situation. It is a wild beast. It's not like supernatural and anything like that. So you can communicate a short idea to it as an action. So you'll have to run out there in front of it.
All right.
The good news is, it's not. This stuff won't be difficult terrain to you because you ignore non-magical difficult terrain. So this is all natural.
All right, he's going to run out there and give it the idea of not harmful, not enemies.
Okay. So you convey that idea. Now, not everyone knows that's exactly what you're doing, so we'll go with the turn order before I say what its reaction is. Taskill?
I'm just gonna hold my ground. I'm kind of stealthed. I don't know if it can see me.
Yeah,
so.
y'all hadn't seen Thrum do this before, but he's running up with his spear sideways and like doing his hand down towards the animal, like showing lowering of weapons and of aggression.
All right. Freya. Michael?
Muted.
Sorry, yeah, I was muted. I kind of instinctually want to attack it. However, I will hold my turn until after the dinosaur.
Okay. Fergus.
Is this a tree I'm nearby?
Yeah, it's a tree.
I want to climb the tree.
Okay.
I assume that's an athletics, right?
Yeah. Not gonna be too hard. It's pretty low. Yeah, you're good.
So how far off the ground? What did you say?
Probably with a 10 athletics check, you're probably a good like 8, almost 10 feet. Less than half your movement. So that's fair.
Okay.
That's probably about as high as this current level of the jungle canopy goes.
Would that be my movement, or would it have been an action to climb?
I'll say it's an action for this because difficult terrain.
Yeah. There we go. Sorry, I'm trying to position my person.
Yep.
And then I'll just have my bow drawn up there, and I'm just gonna whisper down at Thrum, "You got this!" And I'm gonna bonus action give him advantage on the next attack if he needs it.
Okay. Nolgrim.
Nolgrim is hoping and praying that this Warlock and Thrum is actually befriending it, and just gonna lay low.
Okay. So it stops charging, but it does thump, 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 thump up here. Still keeping some distance between Thrum and itself. It's kind of regarding your gestures, Thrum, and your genuine intent is not to like lure it into a false sense. It's to generally just not fight this thing, right?
Right.
Because according to that ability, it reads your intent, so it's not like you can't lie to it.
Yeah, until it gets a little closer and stab. Yeah.
So it kind of stops there, and it's still kind of like its legs are spread wider, so that way it's like in a more pounce stance. And it like smashes its tail into the ground, which splits wood and leaves a large divot. It goes, "Rrr, rrr." But it's not actively attacking. Ivy's turn.
She's still holding until she can shoot at the thing, but because it doesn't look like it's attacking yet.
Yep. Thrum, if you would like to continue this as an action, you can take a persuasion check.
All right.
Or animal handling, I suppose. Either is applicable.
All right.
Oh, nice. So you're just trying to convince it to leave peacefully, correct?
Well, he's going to talk to it now that it's calming down.
Okay. So what are you trying to convey to it?
It says you can learn what it needs, its short-term needs.
Yeah. You kind of have like an animal whisperer moment. Describe what you're doing real quick.
I'm going to describe it. Low grunts and gestures, tilting of the head, Kind of common body language that you see in a lot of creatures to try and learn.
Shaking of the butt to resemble the tail swings.
Turn around, show it my rump. No. But yeah, just kind of gesturing with it to
do downward dog.
Use some empathy to try and learn what it's after, or if there's anything it's searching for.
You kind of like, as you're like turning your head, it eventually at some point starts kind of like matching the gesture with you, and it kind of gives grunts and low growls, and its tail swings back and like snaps a tree behind it. You're getting the impression it's just trying to pass through to get out of this area. It seems aware that predators dwell here, and it's just trying to get out of here quickly.
Do I have more I can do? More time?
Well, with your animal handling, you're just basically trying to not make it think you're not here to kill it.
I'd tell it to go its way and that we're friends.
Yep.
And we mean no harm.
Yeah, with that 22 animal handling, if you're not trying to get anything else, that definitely works. So I will turn off the exciting music. And it gives kind of a grunty growl, and then it smashes through the foliage here, and it goes on its way.
Now let's get out of here, because it seems like that thing was running from something else.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, because you know that for certain, Thrum. It was on the move from something else.
Probably that damn blue ghost.
All right. So, a counter successfully avoided. Well done to use the abilities there. That was definitely the time to use it. Because that was the definition of just an ordinary wild beast.
I can delete that ability. That's been used.
I try to climb down the tree and I fall on my face. Like, good job.
Wait. Here we go. Not do anything. But the steel defender catches you.
Yeah, great. Instead of falling on the nice soft dirt, I fall on a giant.
Yeah, you fall on the steel defender.
My back.
You fall on the hard metal. Yeah, Freya commands the steel defender to catch you as she sees you fall down without thinking about the consequences.
Yeah. Fergis is just in a ball on the ground, like.
Hey, Fergus, get up now. This is no time to be playing with the dog.
Just flips you off.
Good job, buddy.
But eventually gets up and is worse for it.
Ivy comes out of her hiding space. Well, that could have gone worse.
I fork to snap a tree in half with its tail when it's not even angry. Could have made short work of us.
We learned an important lesson, too. Thrum can dance.
Aye, that's a blend of the mating dance of the rapscallions down in the southern lands and the women I knew in Kazakh Crag.
So what you're saying is we just saw you flirt with the giant lizard.
Yes. And you have your life to think.
I wish I wouldn't have known that. Anyway, are we just cutting our rest short, or are we just going to try to push it out for the rest of the time?
That was the last watch that happened on. So you're pretty clear to pack up from here. And that was also the final day of hacking through the jungle. So you can leave to a new hex now.
Yeah, I think that thing cleared away. We can follow that.
Yeah. So I'd either say go north again or head to the right a little bit.
Let's get a move on.
Like either here or here.
Up to you guys.
I think let's just go up north and see. Because there might be a wall or something there. Or let's go this way, because we might actually want to see if there's a wall or something over here.
Okay. Let's go this way then. The light did come from like this direction anyway, so we're good to go either direction. So
Yeah, you'll make progress either way. Alright.
What horrors await us here?
Okay. The jungle, while still unpleasant, humid, insect-infested jungle, it's no longer quite that dense foliage, and you're able to resume a more regular pace in this section here. No random encounters for this day, so you're fine at the moment. You do notice Miku's body on the rickshaw is starting to have some slight movements to it.
well, glad to know it's not permanent.
Well, we're not over the hill yet.
Can somebody take a look at him and make sure that's not just what's the word where the body is dead? It's just the nervous system
Death rattle.
firing off.
I mean, who has the best medicine?
Sympathetic reflexes.
Sooner or later, we'll find out if our mushroom's permanently a vegetable.
I would say either a medicine or a nature, because he is technically a plant-type creature. Which,
Roll a nature.
Or
fun
cooking.
fact, as written raw in the rules, that means he is immune to both hold person and hold monster. Because he's a plant.
Well, Thrum, do you want to help me examine him then? I think we probably both have
Sure.
the best natures. I have a +6.
I can help you guys out too.
I don't think mine's that hot.
I mean, do you want to give me advantage?
Yeah, because you can just do
Yeah.
that with the help action.
Yeah, 20 is definitely the roll to use. It's because my intelligence is really stupid high for a rogue.
So yeah, Freya and Fergis examining Miku. He's definitely still alive. Because something that he's doing now that he wasn't doing before is like that is difficult to explain because he doesn't have like a nervous system like a mammal because he's just all plant gunk. But like if you push like one of his fingers or something, it will naturally like uncurl that way the body does, where it gets a more optimal position. So he's definitely alive, and there's lots of little signs that he's beginning to stir. It doesn't look like all the lights are on upstairs, so to speak, yet. But he appears to be slowly recovering. And unlike the joke that you guys did last time, no, he does not have like a worm infestation or something like that.
What is that one? The worm that walks or something?
Yeah, that's a different one. Yeah, especially with that 20 Fergus. You've been doing some thinking about like some alchemists you knew back in Corsiconia who talked about using like fungi in like potions and stuff like that. And then you thought about that thing that crawled out of Miku, looked like a humanoid brain, and it's pretty easy to figure out where that goes when it gets in people. And then you really think about it. Fungus don't have brains like people do. So where would his equivalent of a brain be? And then, does he have one? Maybe that means whatever that walking madness did, it would be more temporary to Miku than it would say to be you.
Fair enough. Guys, we gotta go back. We have to go see the wizard. We need to get him a brain.
All right.
Follow that yellow brick road over there.
I don't know what wizard you're talking about, but I think I've only met one wizard on this journey, and he was batshit insane.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
didn't
that's
seem to have minds to spatter.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe you already gave it to him, and that's why he's like he is.
He was a little froggy.
And reflexively ribbit. Like, I swear that tick was going away.
Where did that come from?
By the way, do you say we could forage for stuff at the end of each day, or do you have to stop?
Yeah,
Okay.
you can.
I want to start, because
if
we're
you're
good on
foraging-
food for a while.
Yeah, if you're foraging for plant matter, it's a little bit easier hunting, especially in like this jungle where most of the animals are big fighty dinosaurs. Might be a little bit more of a deal, but you can forage for like plants and stuff.
Yeah, no, I wasn't looking for food stuff right now since we're kind of good on that, and coupled with Cleric's food and drink stuff. I want to start shoring up my supplies for alchemy, so I'm just looking for stuff like that.
Okay.
I don't have my alchemist tools set up yet, but I imagine it's pretty easy to find certain things like that would work. But it's
Give me another nature at disadvantage. No one can help you with this.
that's fine.
Oh wow, yeah. Yeah, you do. Though the plant life here is very much different than most things that you've seen from other your experience or from other books and stuff like that. But there is like an abundance of vitamin-rich like roots and close to the ground plant life. You theorize that the proximity of all the volcanic activity deeper in has made the soil here very nutrient rich. So what I'm trying to say is that you can find some herbs and stuff you could use to make like basic healing potions and stuff like that without too much difficulty.
No worries. Then I'll probably try to salvage some of that stuff. So would that be like a survival to try to obtain some? Or?
A survival. I mean, technically an herbalism kit, but I'm not going to bust your balls.
I was gonna say, I'm already having trouble learning my.
Yeah,
alchemist
that's what
kit,
that's what I was gonna say. I'm like, I'm not gonna.
I don't mind getting less with survival versus like an herbalism kit. Might you get you more? But
roll me a 1d3.
Okay. It's not affected by my natural explorer, right?
No, this is not.
Oh yeah, that's forage for food.
Yeah, this is a
completely different. Hot take on 5e. For a game that has simplified everything about D&D, they have so many fucking tools and so many tool proficiencies that you could combine these, like herbalism and alchemy.
Yeah,
these are almost the same thing.
Most people just ignore tools. I choose not to, just because there are some other fun stuff you can do with tools. Like Fergis can make like soap and basic poisons and stuff during rests.
Although I would need a poisoner's kit to make poison, wouldn't I?
Not poison, it was something else. I forgot what it was.
Like alchemist fire and stuff, but
yeah. Oh yeah, alchemist fire, that's what it was. Either way, you find enough herbs to make one healing potion.
Okay.
But don't get me wrong, I like the inclusion of tools. I just think there should be less of them.
Yeah, I would agree. One of them, I forgot what it was. I think it was like shoemaker's tools. I'm like, outside of flavor, why is this a thing?
And it's like when you're deciding what tools you're going to give your characters proficiencies in, which is finite, you only have a number of those. Who's going to be like, I'm going to be the shoe guy?
Yeah.
No, you see, the shoe guy has this beef with this one character in particular, and he became a person who makes shoes because he wants to make the perfect shoes to dance on that fucker's grave.
Like, I do like the proficiency in gaming sets where you're like, I'm proficient in dice or whatever, and then you can add your proficiency bonus when you gamble to get more money. That makes sense.
Who was that man who saved the town? We only know him as the Cobbler.
And his little boy.
Turns out the final boss was a boot elemental, and he's able to add all of his proficiency bonus.
He's a vigilante who put all his skill points in the profession cobbler.
What class is Freya?
Freya is an artificer.
I want an artificer cobbler who makes Pinocchio.
Anyway.
Actually, you could just do that.
Yeah, it's not hard. That's a homunculus. That's a pretty basic infusion. So yeah, you collect those herbs. the next day, where would you guys like to shove off to?
My vote is this way again.
Yep.
Still keeping. Okay, yeah. Sorry.
You aren't taking us in circles, are you? There.
I mean, I think I picked up a few things from you. Also, we're in not cave. I'm a little bit better at this than I was before.
I know. I'm just making sure you're not taking us in circles. But I'll leave you to it. You got to learn how to lead if you're going to be king of the dwarves.
I spent 20 minutes leading the party in a circle, making sure that they know it was a circle. Oh, look. I ran us into a circle. Oh, no. And then I continue on.
Yep.
Just to be bitter.
Yeah. Too bad you walked through my shit I dropped earlier.
Just wipe it on the tree.
It really is impressive that you managed to do that without dropping drow. I'm still baffled by that.
Baggy pants.
You've got to angle it down the pant leg.
I've known people who've done shit like that. No.
Oh.
Trick is you
Anyway,
tape the bottle to
anything.
your ankle, and then you have a little tube sneak up your pant leg.
So now what are you going to kill us with, Gombo? Because I want out of this conversation.
Yep. Hold on. I'm doing some rolls. I forgot to set up macros, so it takes an extra second.
I know what that one is. I know what that one is.
Get this set up. So, as you are entering this area here, insect life is not uncommon in the jungle, but this area here is absolutely flush with mosquitoes. There are so many of them. It's like a fog cloud going through it.
Pretty big. I once saw one carry a chicken away.
Everyone, as you're walking, give me a DC 15 Constitution saving throw. And I'm trying to remember, are dwarves, does their poison resistance also apply against disease?
No.
Okay, so yeah, just not an advantage, just normal then.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like,
This-
still, like, dwarves can still have, like, plagues and stuff.
Yeah, this is to see if you guys are catching anything from all the blood.
Are we getting malaria?
I hope we die of malaria.
I don't think they statted malaria in
Go
5e.
figure. This entire book, or at least this entire forest, is just a TPK waiting to happen based off of environmental effects.
The 9 is Ivy, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. So it looks like Thrum, Nolgrim, and Ivy failed. Everyone else succeeded. I know technically Miku is involved, but he doesn't have blood, so I don't think this would affect him the same. So I'm gonna say he doesn't roll.
Yeah, I don't think the mosquitoes would even bite him.
Yeah, exactly. They'd land on him.
Now, if there's a
But, like,
woodpecker,
they,
then we're in
they
trouble.
can tell if something is a plant. Like, they're insects, but they still have instincts, and they know not to go sucking on mushroom men.
So let's see here.
You didn't even have to say anything after that one.
Okay, cool. Yep. So nothing happens.
Thrum's gonna coat himself in mud and see if he recognizes any acrid-smelling plants that might help wave them off.
Give me a nature at disadvantage because you're a cave guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Oh, mud's all it's gonna be.
These little blighters are everywhere.
As you guys are progressing, just absolutely pelted and coated in mosquitoes. It like reaches the point where, much to your horror, like the pin-pricking sensation of all little bites along your exposed skin kind of starts fading into the background of just like your senses, and you eventually hear just like loud roaring and thrashing and the crashing of trees.
Oh, it's a big mosquito.
It definitely, yeah, it might be a big mosquito, but you don't think so.
Murder hornets.
So let me pop over to the other screen and set something up real quick.
I was just looking at the weave cloaks, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you that don't want to wear your normal armor, you can use that to basically function as light armor.
Yeah, that definitely would not get you.
Which is 12 plus dex, so.
Yeah, it definitely would not get you the fatigue level for that, because it's just mesh spider webs.
Oh, really? So we could do that? Shit, I'll do that.
I just saw that and I'm like, oh, hey, that's better than my leather armor. I'm still going to use my leather armor because I have plans for that cloak, but.
Mm-hmm.
I always forget that 5e does their armor in reverse.
Yeah. I think that was their attempt to try to be a little bit more clear, I think is what their thought process was. Okay. So as you guys are progressing, you hear, like, it's not always directly in front of you. It was off to the side at first. But then it definitely seems like as you guys are entering a less dense clearing, the crashing and banging continues as then a bunch of trees come down and a large three-horned lizard with a head in the shape of a shield, a triceratops, comes in absolutely covered in these massive swarms of mosquitoes. It's kind of like red in the eyes. And it's absolutely just on a rampage. So
Steer clear, fellas. I'm not going to be able to calm this one down.
I will move you guys to the map.
What are you talking about? I think we've shown a proficiency to calm anything down that we want.
You guys should see that now.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Initiative time.
Initiative.
I'm getting really low rolls on these animals.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
Ivy's not going to be in this fight?
Oh, did I forget to move her token? Sorry.
I think so.
Yeah, she can be in it.
Yeah. I didn't mind either way. I just wanted to know before I didn't roll.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like that we're getting all these auxiliary companions, so it won't seem as weird when one of us dies and we need to play one of them.
Also, it's not really a spoiler, but when you guys get to kingdom building and you do more mass combats, your cohorts can also function as like battalion leaders in mass combat to give hero points and stuff like that. So there's a very nice functional purpose to it as well. All right. Everyone all set up?
Believe so.
Yep.
All right. Freya, you're up first.
All right, first things first. Is it still difficult terrain?
No, this area is no longer that dense. You're totally fine. The tree sections, like moving through this foliage, will be difficult, but this open area is not difficult terrain.
Okay. First things first, moving all the way back here. Then I'm going to cast Fairy Fire on the big guy over here.
All right.
be.
That's still a dex save, right?
Yes.
Okay. Not super
All right, I
dexterous.
just put it down.
Awesome. Fails.
Very fired. And then I will complete my turn with my Steel Defender's action, which will be to run in and attack.
Okay.
Brave little guy.
Brave little toaster.
That will miss. Also, it looks like you have advantage turned on for some reason. Didn't matter. The first one
Because
was
it's fairy fire.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Man,
Fairy Fire gives advantage.
My brain. I apologize profusely. But yeah,
How
that still
dare
misses
you.
either way.
Oh, darn.
Here, have money. I'm sorry. Just start throwing ones at you. Okay, so Taskill.
Mm-hmm. Well, it just deals damage, so I'm gonna go ahead and spend up the Spirit Guardians.
Okay.
So 15.
Just a bunch of like plushy anvils come out of Taskill's body and start floating around him.
Well, I'm more hoping it'll do something about these probably swarms.
Yeah, those are mosquito swarms.
But hey, if the spirits will kill the mosquitoes for me.
Yeah. There's a bunch of miscellaneous non-swarmed mosquitoes around you that all just get whacked out of air, and you all have a brief moment of, oh, thank God.
10 minutes of respite.
An hour of spite.
Also, that is.
Yep. So is that all you're going to do?
Could move up. Suppose I will. The shield and axe out.
Right. Kudoki. At the end of your turn, the Triceratops will take one of the legendary actions to
Okay, the legendary Triceratops.
try to stomp one of the mosquitoes. 11. Which will miss, fittingly enough. Fergis.
I'm gonna fire a pot shot at the Triceratops.
Okay. That'll definitely hit.
For 12 points of damage.
Nice.
And I'm going to run into behind these trees and roll a stealth as my bonus action.
Okay.
My thing would open. Ooh, that's a terrible stealth. Okay, that's my turn.
Okay. Ivy.
Gonna stick her head out here. Because my token's moved, I can't see, so she doesn't have sight, but she's gonna fire on the dinosaur.
Okay. Uh, 15 will hit.
Okay. She does 15 points of damage. She is also going to go back there and hide.
Okay.
I mean, we're rogues, man. What you want to...
Yep, it's going to use its second and final legendary action. Since I assume that's the end of your turn.
Yeah.
To use rampaging stomping, it'll move 25 feet without provoking an attack of opportunity, as it's just kind of like flailing around. And it's going to move over here because a bunch of pokey things kept coming from its direction, and it's pissing it off.
They don't know where I went. It probably does, because I rolled terribly.
It lurched in the direction of the pain. Also, it's passive perception, yeah. So, Thrum.
All right. Thrum's going to step up here behind Taskill and enter his large size.
All right.
And try and hit this thing.
Do you have range from there? Oh,
Yeah,
you do. Okay.
he has range with that, but he's also using his pike now, so now he has
okay.
15-foot range.
Yeah, that'd do it then.
And that
Yep.
won't do it.
You have advantage.
Oh yeah, you have advantage because of fairy fire.
That still won't do it though.
Still won't do it, but
That's not gonna do it.
all right.
No, we're just trying to grapple those bugs.
Nolgrim.
No.
Yeah, I think actually swarms are immune to grapple. Yeah, swarms actually are immune to the grapple condition. They did think about that. Good on them at Blizzards for thinking about it.
All right. Nolgrim's going to cast Armor of Agathist on himself, and then move to get some distance between him and the Triceratops.
Okay.
And that'll be my turn.
All right. Mosquito swarms. One of them will attack Triceratops. One of them will attack Nolgrim. And one of them will attack. When your spirit guardians are at end of the turn.
Start of the turn or when they move into it.
Okay, and it's a what save for half damage?
That I don't know.
I think Wisdom. Or, yeah.
I have a spell page up. It is Wisdom save.
Okay. Huge chunker, mosquito swarms, not great wisdom. Boom. Boom. Yep, both failed. So that's roughly half of each of those swarms destroyed.
Nicely done, Kenneth.
Clerics in the system are murder machines.
They really are.
I don't know if it holds true that they take half melee damage, but hey, AoEs against swarms is always a good idea.
They have resistance to all bludgeoning, slashing, and piercing, but you did radiant, so screw them. Otherwise, they would be taking half damage from everything. They technically are a little above half HP, so they have this. So this will be against Triceratops, which will hit. And I'll do 13 piercing damage. And then we got one against Nolgrim, 22.
That'll hit.
And you take 10 piercing damage.
All right. And they take 10 cold damage.
All right.
Or no, 15 cold damage.
Okay. Just do that. That one's below half. And then one against Thrum, 19.
Yep.
11 piercing damage. By the way, I don't know if anyone here has watched the very first episode of One Punch Man with the mosquito lady, but that really shows you what it's like to be killed by a mosquito swarm. It is truly a horrifying way to die.
Right.
And now it is the Triceratops' turn.
Gulp.
All right, it only gets one attack. And it will do
Thank God.
gore attack. 15 against Fergis.
Yeah, that'll hit because my AC is not 16 right now because I didn't ever get a chance to mage armor. But it does let me use my new ability. I'm going to roll a superiority die as a reaction and add that number to my AC.
Cool.
I think they're D8s right now, yeah.
Pretty sure you, considering it rolled a 15 and you're 14.
Yeah. So, yeah. Last minute, I just kind of grab its horns and just kind of spin around real quick and get out of the way.
On the bright side, it's got a will save to make.
Oh, yeah. Yep, I forgot to do that. 8 damage. Or 8, so it fails. Is it still taking the 10, or do you roll again?
You, I guess.
You'll go ahead and roll again. See, you got more damage.
Mm-hmm.
It's very bloody now, and also just because who knows, it might not get to hit anything. I just want to show this off. Fergus, as you narrowly dodge it, it smashes into a tree and does 32 points of piercing damage to that tree. Just obliterate.
That's why I really didn't want to be hit by that thing.
Dinos, not too hard to hit. They hit like a truck, though.
And they're usually HP sponges, too.
Mm-hmm. Freya.
All right. Going to come around here. And fire with the Gloom Stalker.
That's it?
This is the first one.
Oh, yeah, right. I always forget.
For 9.
And you have advantage, don't forget.
You have advantage, so.
Oh, well, I guess I'll roll just to see if I get a critical. And I'll roll the second one at advantage.
Yep. Okay.
Or 13.
And into it.
And then that's when the Steel Defender moves in.
Alright.
Not super likely he kills it because his damage
It'll hit.
doesn't change that much. That is 10 points though.
It is very, very wounded now. And it will use... end of your turn, right?
Yes, end of my turn.
Alright. It is going to use its legendary action to try to GTFO. But it can only go that far on a legendary action. Taskill.
Well, I'm fine with letting it go, so I guess I'll sidle over a bit so that the swarms start their turn in the AoE.
We don't need food at all right now, right?
Plus, you really want to spend more time butchering it here.
Yeah, there's a lot of meat on Triceratops. They're very big.
I'm just making sure.
Mm.
Yeah,
Alright,
we're almost full for carrying capacity. Unless we want to start leaving stuff behind.
Is that your turn, Taskill?
Yeah, not gonna get out the crossbow for swarms.
Alright. Fergus.
Fuck it. I'll fire a shot at the Triceratops this plan.
Mm-hmm. Roll damage.
18 plus 9, so 25. 27.
So please describe how your parting pot shot kills this rampaging, running away animal.
As it starts rampaging away, I see that maybe there's an extra big area where the bugs would shoot on its neck behind its like shield-like head.
Mm.
And I just take aim there, and I'm like, I think I got this, and I let it go, and it just sinks right into there, in the back of the head, into the brain, and it just falls and slides on the ground a little bit.
Oh yeah, its momentum completely carries it forward.
I think we all got the same visual in our head for that one.
Yeah, I was picturing a Texas heart shot.
I'm gonna move over here. Actually, no, I'll move over here and try to stealth as a bonus action.
Hide
15.
from those 10 octillion mosquitoes.
Hey, I do what I do.
Mm. All right. Ivy.
Not much else you can do other than come over here and shoot at one of the swarms. So how that actually works or not, I'm not sure.
I don't know. I don't know if that does very much.
It has a resistance to the damage.
I can't see who's where, but if there's any allies nearby one, she'll shoot at that one.
Okay. On. 17 will hit. I'll say you get the 1 by Nolgrim. That will wait, hold on. No, it doesn't destroy that swarm.
Yeah, because this will be reduced to half.
Yeah, it would have, but then I remembered resistance, so it's very little.
She gets a couple in a line.
I mean, I imagine sometimes with stuff like mosquito swarms, part of it isn't so much that you're killing them as much as it gets separated from the dangerous bulk and they just fly away harmlessly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thrum.
He's just gonna drop his pike and start flailing at these mosquitoes.
Mm-hmm. That'll hit.
Oh, no advantage, so 10.
Oh, right. Sorry, 10. Yeah, then that will not hit. Okie dokie. If there's nothing else, then Nolgrim.
Alright, Nolgrim will make his way over to this swarm.
Okay, you'll get an attack of opportunity from the smaller one.
That's fine.
16.
That'll hit. Yeah, that's a 16 exactly. So
5 piercing damage.
they take 15 cold damage, and
Okay.
that wipes out my armor of Agathis.
They all freeze and fall to the ground and shatter.
And then I shall recast armor of Agathis.
Okay. Look at you trying to just flex with magic against mosquitoes. Man,
No.
you all felt it so hard if that Triceratops had hit you with anything.
Oh yeah, that would have been
I'm
more
sure.
than half my health in one blow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, that's my full turn.
All right.
Not gonna cast a grudge against mosquitoes.
Yeah. Okay. So 1, 2, 13 probably fails anyway because you're high wisdom, right?
For me?
No, for Kenneth.
Yeah, I think
That's probably 14.
15.
Yep. Okay. I will let you know this. They're all down to 1 hit point.
There's just one extremely annoying fly in each one.
So one will attack Nolgrim, one will attack Thrum. So Nolgrim.
One
Yes.
mosquito will attack Nolgrim.
It's
and
more
one-
like 12, but yeah.
Miss.
Yep, they all missed. So Freya.
I'm going to take out my axe. Again, I guess I can use like the sideways, like a fly swatter.
Yeah. Listen, there has to be some suspension of disbelief about swarms here.
I'm gonna come up here. And battle axe it.
That'll miss.
Okay, and then I'm gonna activate my new infusion. My new boots of the winding path. And just verse that their movement 15 feet.
Nice. Yeah, you got runes carved into your boots that glows. You activate the magic on them. Taskill.
She just pumped up her Nikes.
Just all step down, swing.
Ye old Air Jordans.
Yeah.
Yep, that'll hit. Don't bother with damage. It's dead.
We're on to
Hark, is that a swish I hear?
All right. And then.
Oh wait, I should have had the Steel Defender go if we want.
Oh yeah,
to.
go ahead and roll. See if he can take
Just
out the.
to see if he kills it outright, and we can just end the combat.
Yep. Yeah, he kills it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just opens his jaw wide, and there's like waves of force that just turns the remaining mosquitoes into like little droplets of goop. I don't know how you feel about the fact that your robot has the ability to liquefy things, but it can.
And then it uses that liquid to dispense coffee. Don't ask how.
Yep. Listen, I have a magic horse. It makes lemonade. Don't ask where it comes from. All right. And with that, though there are still lots of an uncomfortable amount of mosquitoes in this area, you have concluded the combat.
Huzzah.
So here's a little bit of irony for you guys. So in the original book, there was supposed to be an encounter with the Triceratops that was rampaging around for some random reason, and I ended up just removing that and adding the Triceratops random encounter. And the space where it was supposed to happen was this exact hex.
Clearly it was meant to be.
Yes.
Now, let me tell you, the part that we're going to glance over, but it's going to be worse than any of the combat we've done, is the night that we're going to have to spend in this hex.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, the terrain, if we're going to get a TPK in this book, it'll definitely be against the terrain and not the monsters.
We might be able to find something to make some smoke to keep them off us, but
Yeah, I was actually going to ask during my survival rules for this day. I was going to look to see if I can find any, because there's generally plants that adapt to this kind of climate.
Absolutely.
And this kind of bugs that would repel them, or like the bugs don't go around. So I'm going to try to look for that as we travel and see if we might be able to burn that during the night in the campfire.
Yeah, much like Thrum, go ahead and give me a survival at a disadvantage. That's based purely on the fact that this is some pretty exotic flora.
Yeah.
So,
Also, probably wouldn't be a good place to find it in this hex anyway, as this is where all the bugs are.
So yeah, you guys gonna settle in for the night here? Little slice of...
It sounds like someone
going.
Just FYI, someone's nose is whistling like you need to blow your nose or something. And it's getting louder as we go, so I just figured I'd mention it.
probably me.
I mean, I've been there.
Anyways, yeah, can we like take exhaustion or something to just keep marching out of this hex?
Yeah.
Sure, you can do that.
Because I feel like while it may not incur that bad of a status effect on us for staying the night here, I feel like in character, there's no way.
Yeah. Like, yeah, the dense jungle, it's totally understandable why you guys could camp out there. But
we might be able to turn the spider silk thing into mosquito netting.
That's a good idea.
It says you can use it, pull them taut to make it so arrows cannot pierce.
Yep. So you can absolutely use it as a mosquito net.
Yeah, I'm gonna take off my armor if we're gonna keep force marching.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So here's your guys' options. You can try to sort out a situation here in the mosquito hex, or you can fast-paced march to try to move to next hex. What that'll do, I've finally ironed out my rules, is you guys will all be giving me a DC 10 Constitution save to see if you get an exhaustion for your first day of fast marching. And I will be rolling to see if the next hex you move into also has a terrain feature.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Freya's team keep moving.
I am pleased I am making you guys loathe jungles.
Keep moving.
I already did. You didn't have to sway the non-believer over here.
Oh yeah.
I would vote stay in mosquito netting.
He has to take 2 tries at that. Is when he says, "I want to stay," just like a bunch of mosquitoes flying to him.
Of course, the guy who digs around in old bones all day wants to stay in the mosquito tags.
I'm for pushing forward.
Let's get out of here, man.
Yeah.
Nolgrim, you can stay here if you want, but we're on the march.
Careful they don't carry you off, lad. I saw one carry off a piano once.
I don't know why.
Now, are we talking church organ, or are we just talking regular piano?
We're talking pipe organ, Richard.
What was that?
I said we're talking a full pipe organ.
Okay, then we definitely want to move out of here then.
So the consensus is you guys are moving?
Yep.
Mhm.
All right. Everyone give me some constitution saves for the Force March.
Oof. Once we're out of the mosquitoes, we need to take a break.
That 5 was Ivy.
Okay. Well, for many
Now-
of you, this will be your first level of exhaustion because you haven't been wearing heat armor. So that's something at least.
Thrum
And
for the
we got
last
to our
time. Wear your
shield
weave
defenders
cloak
using
as armor.
exhaustion.
Yeah, he took his armor off.
I'm saying if you wanted some defenses while you travel, you can get 12 plus dex for armor wearing that cloak as armor.
That wee little cloak isn't even as tough as my skin. Barbarian.
Yeah, I know.
Well, if we're lucky, and this next day we'll be out of any hazardous area and we'll be able to actually have a good night's rest.
The next area is supernaturally cold.
Okay, so I
Oh, God.
did roll another terrain. The good
It's
news
cold.
is this one you guys see before it happens. Basically, what it is you guys are marching along, and as you are leaving the heavily mosquitoed area, you enter an area where the foliage gets much, much lighter, and instead there are it goes down to like a lower dipped section, and there are piles upon piles of dinosaur bones. So I will reveal the hex. It looks like the humidity of the jungle breaks here, and you could go down into this section to move through it. Since this is a hazard that you guys can see coming, you can either choose to go through this hex and camp here, or you can choose to turn back and waste the extra Force March movement.
I'm no bone expert, Nolgrim, but doesn't that usually show that they're tar pits or quicksand or something like that?
Not the sort of ruins I'm used to stumbling across, but suspect it's either animal graveyard or some sort of natural terrain that kills them all that wanders here.
I don't know about you guys, but elephant graveyard or blood-hungry mosquito den, I know which one I'm picking.
Is there like a nature roll or something I could make or something to like determine what could cause like just a bunch of bodies of animals to just collapse in one space, or would this be like a place they would actually come willingly to die?
You can give a nature, or I would say a religion, and you would be getting different answers for each.
Oof, that's a terrible nature.
Yeah, you got no idea when it comes to nature. Anyone can give either role.
Okay, I'll roll nature.
Who knows what does
It was
this?
a nature or a
Religion.
Ooh, let me see which one. Oh, they're the same. So
Dinosaur
Let's roll.
boneyards aren't really covered in the Book of Father Mountain.
actually,
Ooh, we get both sides of it.
You didn't check subsection C in the Book of Copper.
Nolgrim and Freya. This is something that's not really covered in the religious texts of Father Mountain or Mother Fire or even the ancestors, but it's more on the druidic side of magic, where basically is there some areas that animals are instinctually drawn to when they believe it is their time to die. And they will wander to some of these places, and they will just collapse out of old age or sickness or whatever. And these will create large boneyards. They're not super heard of a lot. They're not like common. So this is a pretty rare sight. But places like this have an almost like low-key spiritual magic power to them, very like primal in its nature.
okay, I know where I want to stay.
The place where all the animals go to die?
Yes, none of them will be strong enough to fight us.
That's a fair point, yeah.
We can go through here, but we must be humble about it.
Hey,
All right. You guys advance into the. It's like a basin, but you have to kind of. There's like well trodden alleyways between these piles of bone that aren't like where animals didn't die. There's lots of like shattered bones and bone dust underneath your feet. It's where larger animals stomped their way through along basically deer trails of the dead. You get to.
Ew.
cue zombie ghosts and or blue.
Is this an ocean?
No, that's the wall.
Oh.
It's right up against the cave wall. The good news is, since part of this hex is not really in the jungle, this lower section here, you get closer to the cold stone, so the temperature actually cools off. There's almost no insects whatsoever in this place. It's Go ahead.
I was going to say, this looks like a good place to rest, fellas, up here against the cool stone.
I'm sure that's what a lot of these animals thought.
Just so tired, take a load off.
Do we like smell anything off as we're traveling through here?
Give me a perception.
15.
You smell a rotting, very large lizard, and then you move your head around and you see there's like a very much like a month-old dead triceratops or something on top of one of these piles of bones.
Just gonna plug my nose and continue on.
And just remember to swallow.
Okay. So you guys are camping here. Now let's see. I was so busy rolling for stuff. It looks like Nolgrim, Freya, and Ivy failed the force march saves.
Mhm.
Okay, so you guys all take another level of exhaustion, or your first one if you haven't had one.
My first.
All right. So you guys find a sufficiently wide clearing area to kind of settle in for camp. How are you guys feeling in this kind of strange place of dead? Like, what's going through your mind?
General sense of unease and awe.
Same
would,
thoughts.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, general thoughts of there's something we're missing about this place.
Thrum would feel at ease because he knows that normal animals aren't going to come traipsing in amongst a whole bunch of dead bodies.
Yeah, Nolgrim's pretty comfortable around it.
I don't want to say I told you so, but if we had listened to Nolgrim, we'd be roughing it with the mosquitoes right now.
You gonna mess with my this cloak that I'm noticing for the first time and see if I can't set it up into a hammock using some giant tusks?
Yeah, there's absolutely some giant dinosaur bones you could use to set up as a hammock.
Oh yeah, this really takes the load off.
All right, one moment.
Yep, just waiting for that boot to drop.
Let's see.
What you talking about?
Someone roll me a d5 real quick.
I rolled the last. Whenever he asked us to roll, I don't trust myself now.
5 animated dinosaurs.
I got it.
Okay.
1 animated dinosaur.
Yep, that's what it means.
All right.
No, that means T-Rex. Undead T-Rex.
I mean, the
Wait,
GM did
what?
laugh, so I think that means we are in trouble.
Let me consult my table. I've been
I
tracking.
think that's for the no, guys. I think it's for the CR of the encounter.
Oh, it's
One giant boulder.
We get one. We find one health potion.
Only one of us survives.
Let's get some a little bit more fitting going.
You can't pretend like you're rolling a bunch of die back there, Gombo.
Oh no, I definitely am.
Would this be a good time for bio?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
All right, yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, it's almost usual time, anyways.
Oh, that's definitely the wrong one.
So we're taking a break.
Yeah, bio break.
Mm-hmm. Well, for anyone who hasn't left, I had the idea. I was like looking at some of the player guides for Pathfinder stuff, and I was just thinking, how great would it be is if when we get to Hell's Rebels, we all play vigilantes.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Because you can make a build with all vigilantes that all do different things. So there's so many archetypes.
Yeah. You can,
Like you can make a divine caster, an arcane caster, a rogue, an alchemist.
Yeah,
all just with a vigilante.
Yeah, like as soon as level 2, you're all very different characters.
Isn't that one serial killer class a vigilante one?
It
Think
is,
so?
yeah. It's arguably the best because it's the only one that confirms that Hidden Strike is the same thing as Sneak Attack, which I feel like should just be a homebrew thing anyway.
Yeah.
I just think that'd be a very appropriate one to be vigilantes. You're literally rebelling against Shellyax.
Mm-hmm. And it's immediately followed by Hell's Vengeance, which is the evil
Very
one.
fun. Richard, for your one shot, the Pathfinder Society one shot, you can delete the characters I made. I think I'm gonna go with a different build.
No problem. Next time I
I
go
think
on.
you gave me 3 sheets in there, and I'm not gonna have any animal companions with this one, so you don't need to make any new ones.
It's all good.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the knife throwing rogue archetype.
I don't even know when we're gonna get to that one, but I just figured I'd have it in the wings. So
Yeah,
we do need
it seems
something
like
to
it would
do.
be pretty easy to do. I gotta tell you, I've been blowing through book 2 of Curse of the Crimson Throne. I'm almost done with it.
Yeah, these first 2 books feel like they're going really fast for Rune Lords. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they run fast. The
Like
APs.
I don't like with the short travel times you guys have had. It doesn't really leave much in the way for like random encounters.
Mhm.
Sure, when you guys get to points where you're going to be traveling for extended days, it'll be different for that. But yeah, 2 hours away from the town generally isn't enough to really get ambushed all the time.
Yeah.
I think most of the modules are kind of paced out like kind of like a season of a TV show, where more epic kind of adventure paths are kind of like more broadened, like the whole series.
Mm.
If you
Like
understand what
Kingmaker will be a long one when we do that one.
Yeah, like Way of the Wicked, was very long and protracted in how it was, whereas the way I'm reading the Pathfinder APs, the ones at least I've looked at, they seem to go at a much quicker pace.
I know there's one thing I definitely liked about how they wrote Skull and Shackles, is that they're very, very clear on when it's, hey, GM, insert side quest / pillaging random ships here. Like, this is the story break. This is where you do it. Because some other ones I've looked at, because there was a Starfinder one I was reading recently, where it kind of implies that you should be doing that, but it doesn't feel like the story is giving you a moment for it.
Yeah. A lot of APs, at least the ones I've read, all have things where, like different points where they're like, hey, when you get to this point, and they give you a few examples of what could be side quests.
Mm-hmm.
And then it really just depends on the party. Some parties might go right for the main plot. Some might get distracted and do a bunch of wacky shit.
Yeah, and at least with Curse of the Crimson Throne, it seems like it's kind of like a first book. Like your first book is going to be like separated into kind of 3 parts. One part is kind of loosely connected to the plot. The second part is more connected to the plot, and then there's one big plot moment at the end of the first book, and then it goes back to loosely connected things as you're like going and venturing around and like exploring the world.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like that build up for every book, I think. I haven't really read into the later parts of the books, but that's
Well,
at
as
least.
for Rise of the Rune Lords, the first book was exactly 10 sessions almost.
I mean, I'm fine with the pacing as long as you guys are. I can figure out ways to slow it down if it's going to be too fast, but...
No,
I feel like
I'm not complaining about it. It's just I'm making an observation.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, if it ever feels like you guys are like feeling like you're being rushed or anything,
Don't
just
worry.
let me know.
Don't worry. We spent half or a quarter of last session playing with Emmanuel.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling as we keep going, we're going to get more and more ridiculous.
Yeah.
And let's be clear, we're at the start of book 2, and I can already tell working on Curse of the Crimson Throne that it really gets longer into book 3 and 4.
3 and 4 are generally, from what APs I've read, are the longest books of everything.
Mm.
Yeah, it's just like I'm reading through books 1 and 2 in Curse of the Crimson Throne, and it's like, oh, we have this cool character encounter and this cool character encounter, and then I'm reading through 3 and 4, and it's like, well, there's this person and this person and this person, and they all have character art in there.
Yeah.
Filling up all the pages.
Just the first books should go fast because
You're building your character's brand, essentially.
yeah, level 1, 2, 3 are just so quick and easy. But they need their own book because they wouldn't make sense with, 4th, 5th, and 6th level.
I know I was reading one of the Starfinder APs just the other day. Definitely something I think it would be fun to run at some point far to the future. But it was unique in that the entirety of book 1, you don't go above level 2.
I can't remember the Dead Sons one.
Mm-hmm.
I watch people who play that, and yeah, the first book they stay a really low level.
I know in this one it makes sense because you kind of start as space truckers working for a corporation. So the AP very much emphasizes that like you're not these like galaxy hopping heroes. You're blue collar workers.
You had me at space truckers.
Yeah, you're space truckers.
I'm in.
We're about to be a convoy.
You said him for what
Yeah,
system?
that's a convoy.
Starfinder.
Starfinder. So do they change? Do they just have less encounters, or do they just give less XP for them?
A lot of the early stuff in the book, and they even mentioned this in the character creation, is they said, obviously do get combat stuff, but they said have like skill rolls. And there's a lot of stuff where it's, once again, you're just working a job for most of the first book. It's like you're doing stuff like, fixing a ship or negotiating something. You're not like storming the space Bastille. Your first ship has
I will tell you guys right now, for all of the Pathfinder APs, for some reason, with their, I guess because the Pathfinder Society rules or whatever, their APs are not afraid to, like their society play stuff is, to be like, if they do this thing, then they're probably going to die.
Yep.
The APs are much more likely to do that. Like, there's already been a place in Curse of the Crimson Throne, as I've been making it, where they're like, if they do this, they're probably going to die.
Yep.
Because that is a stupid thing to do, and it is not even a part of their, mission here.
Like, not a huge spoiler here, but I'll just let you know about this Starfinder book, because I will do it eventually, because I'm reading it, and I'm very much enjoying it. They're only halfway through putting out the book, so we'll see if they dud at the end. But literally the second encounter in the entire campaign is you just going out onto the surface of your ship while you're in space because some space leeches are getting into your wiring.
Yes.
You're just like, it's not even like, oh my god, it's going to die. It's like, hey, we're losing power. And you're just like, son of a bitch.
Probably space leeches. Yep, just like I thought.
I think we're all back.
Yeah, so you have to get in your spacesuit and just go out there and whack them off, and I freaking love that.
Fucking
Wait, you have to
space
go whack
leeches.
'em.
Every day with the space leeches.
Anyway, before we go on, for those of you who didn't hear it, I was just telling the reason we started talking about all this stuff is because I mentioned that when we do get to Hell's Rebels, that we should just make an all vigilante party.
Mhm.
Because those are the ones where you're basically fighting against Cheliax. So it would make sense that you don't want your identity to be known in case you fail.
Yeah, I'm down for that. I really like the vigilante class.
And there's so many different versions of it.
Oh my god, there's so many different things. There's literally one where you just change into an animal and it maul people, and that's all you do.
I'll play around with some build ideas.
Yeah, that's a long ways away. That's like
Oh, yeah.
halfway through the list of APs.
And that's if we do all these APs back to back to back, which I don't think we will. But
Yeah, I imagine after this one and Curse, we might probably take a break and do some like Starfind. Well, the next one on the list is a Starfinder campaign
Mhm.
because I know Loki's next up on the DMing list, and he was talking about Starfinder.
yeah, so I guess since everyone's back, I'll just put this in the chat now. If anyone ever looks at Starfinder's AP, because I love it so much, I am calling dibs on. I believe it's called Fly Free or Die.
Good names.
Yep, it's
Aren't we
literally.
isn't Loki gonna run a Starfinder?
He's gonna do a homebrew one though.
Yeah.
He's doing,
That sounds like a James Bond movie, I gotta say.
it literally, if you missed it, Loki, the AP is you literally just start as space truckers for a corporation, and you eventually go rogue, and you just start like Firefly / Han Soloing it around, and the AP is very clear. You're not saving the galaxy. You're here to make money and not get killed.
Yes.
Sounds fun
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah, I would have to be the one that ran Dead Sons, considering they're in book 5 of the podcast I listened to for them.
Mhm.
So I kind of spoiled on everything.
I want to be Fond Duo.
On Duo. Anyway,
All right,
back
so
to this game.
yeah, back to what we're doing here. So looks like Freya, you have first watch.
Yep.
Let me put on the best kind of eerie
You
music.
never should have said you liked having first wash.
You're kind of just chilling out in this boneyard. Everyone else has managed to nod off to sleep. It's very calm, very quiet. This is the first time in I think you've been in the jungle for almost a week now. You're not completely coated in insects. It's actually dry here, so you have that wonderful feeling of your boots actually drying out. And kind of a cool fog begins to roll in. Not enough to obscure anything. It's kind of low and sticking to the ground. I believe some people refer to it as graveyard mist. Real thing. I've seen it. I used to go to a grocery store. I was across the street from a grocery store, and there's this massive graveyard. And at night, it just got this half-foot high mist that just stuck to the ground. It's awesome.
Yeah, the vampires do that.
I'd say we got a 15% chance of skeletal dinosaurs now.
You kind of start. You don't hear anything, but you have the sudden feeling of eyes upon you. It's different than the creepy shit from the you're not alone feeling from the Path of Walking Madness. No, this is deeper, more primal. It's not a intellectual thing. It's the feeling of a animal that is prey being surrounded by a predator. So give me one moment here.
Yeah.
Give me a perception check.
All right.
Because you're definitely on alert. Compare. Oh man, you just met it, you lucky duck. You squint out into the fog, your dark vision not carrying it quite far enough, but it's almost like a double take, because you almost nose a faint glow in the low fog, and you see a hunched form skittering in the darkness. Definitely animal. It's got a silhouette very similar to the blue ghost, but it's lower to the ground and it's smaller, much smaller. And it's strange because it's moving completely silently, almost as if it's not a part of this world. And you see it moves through a rib cage, not in between it, through it. And you see it's transparent with glowing yellow eyes. And you are looking at a ghost raptor. I will now move you guys over to the combat map.
Fuck.
Yeah, raptor
Yeah,
goes.
I thought about interrupting to say that I start waking people up, but I thought to just let you finish your description.
Yep.
You should have started asking him questions. You know, nothing gets Gombo like the great description he's got, and then we started interrupting him.
So the good news is that you're not actually going to be surprise round. So there's a good chance you'll act. For said.
Oh, could I have healed my I mean, not to
actually-
sleep, but have used my poultice?
Oh yeah, you could have used your poultice. I was going to say that you wouldn't have gotten the effects of a long rest yet.
Would we have had, after our last fight, had a chance for a short rest?
Let me answer that question with a question. Would you have taken a short rest in the mosquito zone?
No.
Yeah, there you go.
Are we still exhausted?
Because
Okay.
unfortunately, this was the first I roll. That's what that 5 was for. I rolled, and you guys are. This was the first watch of the rest.
I just need to point out something really hilarious. If you look at Taskill, it looks like he has a sleeping hat on with that token.
Yeah, it does.
What?
What does the exhaustion token look like?
It's a little battery.
Little battery. Okay, got it.
Mhm.
It's fatigued, and the lowest. Well, there's a lower one that's exhausted, right?
Yes. Also, unrelated, Thrum, Nolgrim, and Ivy. You have -1 to all your attack rolls. You don't know that yet, but I'm just letting you know before you start.
Furious sets in.
All right. Is everyone on the initiative track now?
1, 2, 3. I don't see Thrum on there.
Oh, sorry.
And exhaustion is just a -1 to everything, right?
It just at first level exhaustion, disadvantage on ability checks
Oh,
Oh.
disadvantage.
and skill.
I was getting mixed up because
Yeah, I know.
advantage and disadvantage are unique.
Look at that Ghost Raptor. He's adorable.
He's very small and inquisitive. I think he'll be okay.
2 levels of exhaustion is half speed, right?
Let me double check. I think that's 3.
Exhaustion speed is halved. 3rd is
Yep.
disadvantage on attack rolls and saving
That's right.
throws.
Yep.
So y'all can move like 10 feet. Well, I guess only Taskill.
Wait, how does he have 2?
Because he failed the force march check and he was wearing armor, so he was extra sweaty.
So what's movement for 1 level of exhaustion?
Same. Normal.
Same. You're
Normal.
good. Oh yeah, and I totally forgot during that entire description that your steel defender can't be surprised, so it was already aware.
Yeah. Stepping back here and fairy fire.
Even more ghost raptors.
Okay, it gives a dex. What? Gives a dex save.
15.
17.
Yep, it meets it. So
All right.
no fairy fire.
Ghost Raptor.
Don't attack. I think
And
you meant.
then the skill defender is going to come in.
Okay.
And for some powered rend.
That will hit.
for 5 force.
Okay. On. Yeah, I was looking at this thing's attacks, and I realized that its damage was still on its non-ghostly stuff, so I was changing its damage type real quick. So that'll be 5 force damage, and it is not resistant to it. Okay, cool. Yep. You disrupt its ectoplasmic form. And is that all you do?
Yep, that's all I can do.
All right, Fergus, give me a perception at disadvantage to see if you actually wake up.
I was wondering about that.
Yep, that's why I asked. All right.
12, and they are being loud about it.
Yeah.
Well, if it's just this one, I might not necessarily even need to
Yeah,
wake you guys.
I'm going to say that that's not quite high enough at this stage because twang of a single crossbow bolt isn't super loud, especially since... Or sorry, she didn't even fire a crossbow bolt.
No, the steel defender came charging off of my side.
No, I used a
Very
spell, and then the steel defender attacked.
A somatic component, because that's talking loudly
Here's
and
what I'll say.
forcefully.
I'll say you wake up, but that's still your entire turn, and you're
That's
prone
fine.
because it's not like it's the clamor of battle. It's
Yeah, I'm just kind of like coming, just like, what's all the fucking noise? I haven't even opened my eyes yet.
Be quiet. They're fighting. Go back to sleep.
all right.
Whatever, Gombo. Just consider this revenge for Pledro. Falling asleep during the whole battle.
Mm-hmm.
Or
God,
not
that was
falling
so
asleep,
good.
staying asleep.
Oh yeah, just all the natural ones trying to wake you up.
To fight a Sasquatch.
Okay.
Because I do believe we were fighting Bigfoot.
Yeah,
More
I
or
was.
less.
I was wrestling him. Yes. All right. So. Double moving. These suckers apparate through the bones.
Look, I was right.
Everyone knows.
Raptors never travel alone.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they're clever girls.
Clever girl.
You mean they know how to flank?
Mm-hmm.
Pack
Summon
tactics
it
probably
as hard
too.
as you can.
Yeah, they do. They do have pack tactics, so they'll all get advantage. But they had the double move to get in range there. However,
So there's a bright side.
this sucker here will take an attack of opportunity from your steel defender as it closes in around you. As its corporeal body, the toe briefly passes through a sleeping Nolgrim completely silently.
Nolgrim, you have a bad dream.
All right. Did you want to roll for your steel defender's AOO?
What do I need to roll?
It's just a normal attack. It's an AOO.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Because he moved?
Yep, because he moved.
Gotcha.
That'll miss.
All right.
All right. So he'll has advantage on this claw attack. Let's see if he hits. 20. So that'll hit.
Yeah.
No, I know you're probably going to die, but they're perfectly set up for a nice fairy fire to all of them. For yourself, probably too, but you know.
So you take 4 necrotic damage, and then give me a strength saving throw.
If you make it to your next round.
Right.
Okay. So the good news is that was his pounce ability, was what the strength saving throw was. So if you had failed, he would have knocked you to the ground, and then he would have gotten to take a bite attack as a bonus action. But he didn't get that. Instead, you're just surrounded by ghost raptors.
Kill you. Then they eat your ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Also, none of them happened to get into my alarm field, so that sucks.
Nice. Thrum.
Wait,
give
didn't one
me-
pass through it on the way to?
No, he went this way. I would have probably been placed like it's only like a 10 by 10 space, so it would have been like right in the center of us. Like I was looking at that, I'm like, damn it, I couldn't even argue that.
Thrum, give me a perception. See if you wake up. Yeah, probably you hear Freya make a pain sound as she takes that necrotic withering damage as this thing lashes out with a toe claw and gets her. So you are awake and you can still take your turn as normal.
All right. He is going to. What is it to stand up?
Half your movement.
All right. And then he will just go large. And try and hit one.
All right.
Thrum smash.
But I've got a -1 to hit, you said.
Yeah, that'll still hit. 25 will hit those things. Which one are you going after?
The one at this guy, one at the top, closest one. And then he also would get his shards. I didn't click it, so.
Okay, yeah.
17.
17 damage.
Oh, and he gets to attack twice now, which I've forgotten this whole session.
Yeah, that's rather helpful.
Kind of important.
Oh, do you have 5 levels in a class now?
Yeah, finally.
Wait, Gombo. Would the exhaustion mean that I have to roll another strength?
I do not believe it applies to
No, that's a saving throw. Saving
Yeah.
throws is 3 levels of exhaustion.
Okay. I'm just making sure.
Kill, can you turn your music down, but probably
All
at
right.
least a quarter.
So
Whenever it
12.
hits the crescendo, it
Yeah, sorry.
So is that 12 your final damage there?
17 plus 12, 29. That's 2 different attacks.
Oh, 2 different. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If the 23 hit, well, 22.
Yeah. The 22 definitely did hit.
Do you only get your
That's what
spikes on one attack?
I only
Yeah.
get my shards on the first attack.
Gotcha. So it's like sneak attack, but you do manage to kapoof this one.
Does
Just
it
enough.
poof like that?
Yeah, you like slam into it, and it just kind of it's like you're smashing your hand through mist. It just kind of ceases to be there as its glowing body just dissipates.
That's right.
All right, everybody, wake up! We got ghosty goblins.
All right.
Yep, the classic ghosty goblins.
So let's see here. Okay, Nolgrim. Thrum's definitely being loud, so you will automatically pass.
Woo. Wasn't looking forward to trying to roll out of it because
Yeah.
-1 at disadvantage.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, imagine if a GM made you roll every single time.
Hey, I wouldn't have if you hadn't kept getting so many natural ones. I remember how many you got.
Hey, I beat that Sasquatch fair and square in single combat.
I mean, to be fair, it wasn't even Michael that was the only one keeping us asleep. There was one of the other people that was playing with us. His character didn't wake up either. Well, towards the end he did, but not for a long time.
Nolgrim will snap his eyes open at the disruption and kind of look around, see the ghosty raptors jump up to his feet and fire a dual burst of Eldritch Blast.
All right. I assume just like the closest one.
Yeah. -1 to attack.
Yeah, your vision's kind of weirdly blurry right now.
Okay, so that's the
I
first
assume
one.
without the grudge.
Yeah, no grudge.
12 or 11, I guess.
11 and 22.
The 11 will miss, the 22 will hit. So 13 force damage. Okay. And that it?
That's it.
Taskill. You just had got off to sleep too.
Yep. What's the danger?
Over here, behind me.
10-foot movement, 5 of which was standing up. I grab my axe as I roll up. And, yeah, not close enough to help much with that, but might as well go ahead and cast the Spirit Guardians.
Freya, don't you know always to run towards your father?
Oops. One.
All right. So I believe that's Ivy's turn now.
Probably woke up by this point because of all the loud noises.
Yeah, you were already awake, but now you're aware that it's a battle. All right, Fergis, not Ivy. Yeah. So
she'll pop a shot into.
Also, keep in mind, most of you probably aren't sleeping in your armor unless it's light armor.
Yeah.
So that's like for Taskill, you can have your shield, but
I assume a 10 will miss.
yeah, that'll miss.
Okay. And she'll move to the back here. That'll be it.
Okay. Freya, back to you.
All right. So if you want to play this game, I guess we can. I'm going to channel all the power used to power the Steel Defender into my axe using Branding Smite.
Nice. I like that theming of taking power from the Steel Defender.
Yeah, because it's a bonus action, so I can't use them.
That's a cool way to picture it. I like it. All right.
Yep. Wait.
Take a swing.
Wait, it's not. There we go.
Just inside of Steel Defender's mouth, we just see the word error repeat. Error.
But wait, I have exhaustion, so that would be disadvantage, right?
No.
Nope. You're not that high.
What is that? What is that disadvantage?
3.
Yeah, you need 3 levels of exhaustion to get disadvantage on attack rolls. So you're fine.
You just have a disadvantage on stuff like acrobatics, athletics, stealth.
That's the
nature.
reason why I was so liberal with saying that the jungle humidity gives you the first level of exhaustion only, because I'm like, that's an inconvenient, not a character killer.
Yeah. Okay. So then,
let's see. So,
where's that 1d10 from?
I don't know why it's rolling a 1d10 with it. Ignore that. The damage on there should be accurate for the.
Maybe it's because it's a versatile weapon and it's rolling both.
Oh, yeah. I think it's probably rolling 1d10 for the two-handed, but it is set to one-handed. The one-handed has the correct bonuses on it.
Okay, so it'll do 13 damage, and then you do 2d6 radiant damage. Which one are you targeting, by the way?
I'm targeting this one right here.
Okay, so go ahead and roll the radiant damage.
So 23.
Awesome.
And it glows light, if that matters.
Yeah, as you swing your axe down through it, it's just a bright flash of life, and it makes its first sound. It's just like an echoey yelp of pain as it's just completely disintegrated. All right. Fergis.
I'm gonna kind of stumble up and be like, God damn, I knew there was something wrong with this place. Gonna move there and then bonus action dash to here. As I pull out my daggers and I'm gonna swing with the stab shroom at the one between me and Freya.
Okay.
$24.
That'll hit.
This is magic that matters for overcoming resistances.
Yes, it does. So
So that's a total of, let's see, 17 points of damage.
all right, let me.
3 of it's poison if it has immunities to that.
Yeah, I feel like yeah, it's immune to poison, which is very logical considering its
Yeah.
distinct lack of biology.
So 14 instead.
Yeah, 14. Yeah, that's very much high damage on it. All right. Ghost Raptor's turn. All right. So, first things first. From the bones, more arise.
From the bones they come, to the bones they shall return.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Yeah, I had a feeling they were popping a little too easy.
Everyone's
I believe
staying
these two
near
go
Taskill.
into his Spirit Guardian radius.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
I'll those 3 do. I'll calculate that in just a moment. That one does not enter the Spirit Guardian range, though. And then, all right, and it's Wisdom saving throw. So 1. Oh, that shouldn't be an advantage, but it's a 17 anyway, and the 15 would have passed anyway as well. 2, that'll fail. 3 fail. So this guy takes 6 damage. This guy takes 6 damage. All right. So starting with these ones up here, we'll get 2 on Ivy, 1 on Taskill. The ones on Ivy will have advantage. So here we go. Claw attack. 17.
That's against Ivy.
Yep.
Why do they get advantage?
Pack
Pack
tactics. If they're
Oh.
adjacent to, if
Yeah.
one of their own and they're adjacent, they get it.
Yep, that'll
So-
hit.
Mhm. All right, so that's 5 necrotic damage.
And
I
strength
totally,
saving throw.
yeah, and a strength saving throw. So
Yeah.
she's now prone. And something I forgot when I attacked Freya is they actually do have multi-attack. So this one will get 2 bites. 1. So that'll hit for another 8 necrotic damage. And 2, which will miss. And now it's the second Velociraptor's turn, or Ghost Raptor. Still on Ivy.
Yep.
So claw, hit, 9 necrotic, bite, hit. Oh wait, 15 hits,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
But you know what, Gombo? It evens out because I forgot my extra attack too.
Okay. Well then, we're all fair here. So that's all of Ivy's stuff.
Yeah, she's at 1 hit point.
Yeah, she's getting mauled. Now these will not be at advantage, but it will be a bite and a claw against. Well, actually, let's do the claw first, because that won't be advantage against Taskill. Claw, 17.
That'll hit without my armor on.
You don't have your armor, just your shield, because you wouldn't be sleeping in your armor.
So yeah, that'll hit.
All right, so that's 11 necrotic, and give me a DC 11 strength saving throw.
And a concentration roll, so see if
Yeah.
you can maintain.
Okay, so you're not knocked prone. That's good.
And he heals the spell.
And he holds the spell. But now let's see if you can hold it through the bite. 13. I imagine that misses with a shield.
Yep.
Cool. And now we got 2 on Nolgrim. These will be at advantage because of pack tactics. So first one, claw, 19.
That'll hit.
All right. Give me a strength saving throw as you take 4 necrotic damage. Okay, you're not knocked prone. Here's its bite. 21.
Yep.
7 necrotic damage.
Mhm.
All right. Now here is the second raptor's claw attack, which will miss. So, yep, no pounce there. Then a natural 20 on the bite. For wow, super low. Only 7 necrotic damage. All right, here. And then we will be getting 2 attacks on Fergis, 2 attacks on Freya, all of them at advantage. The good news is, I'll do the one for Fergus first, is if this claw attack is the only one that'll have pounce. So, claw, it'll hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
11 necrotic damage.
Ooh. And strength save.
Strength save. It's DC 11, so it's... Okay, so you are knocked prone. So it'll get 2 bites. 1. For 14. 2. Which I believe misses.
Yep.
And then the second one doesn't get a pounce, so it'll just be hit.
Jesus, yeah.
And okay, so that'll be 12 additional necrotic damage.
Man, these are all so high, it's not even worth using my reaction to try to dodge.
Pack tactics. And now the last 2 will be on Freya. They do have advantage because of pack tactics, but they do not get pounce. So, claw, hit, 5 necrotic, bite, hit, 6 necrotic. And then 1 more, claw, crit.
Jesus, your natural 20 is...
I know,
so many
right?
things. Well, the advantage also helps. So.
And I think 13 will miss you, Freya, because you actually do have your armor on.
It's starting to look like a good thing that I finished my character for Crimson Throne.
Every time you guys run into a hard encounter, you're like, oh, it's TPK.
To be fair, the last couple of things you've run for us have been Warhammer things, and death is inevitable.
Yep. Anyway, that's all the Ghost Raptors attacks. So, Thrum.
You should know by now we all piss and moan.
I know.
All right.
I'm not having a problem. I'm just having fun.
It's all about 30% not sarcastic.
All right. Yeah. Thrum will move over, and I can't see Fergus's health. How bad does he look on a scale from 1 to 29?
Oh, here, I'll move you to...
I have 19 health out of 56.
Oh, boy. All right. So aiming at that guy below Freya.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. That'll hit. Probably knock him out, too. Hit the damage. Yep. He's gonzo.
All right. I forgot my shards damage on that, so can I use my shards on my next attack?
I'll allow it.
All right. The guy on the other side of Fergus.
Mm-hmm.
Or actually, the guy in between Nolgrim and Fergus. Trying to split up the pack tactics.
All right, smart. That'll definitely hit.
So 18.
18 damage halved. So that will be 8 damage. It's still up. But yeah, Thrum, you spring up your big rock form. I mean, even with your fact that your vision's kind of weirdly blurry right now, your attack rolls are so stupidly high right now that you're just machine punching these things.
Damn malaria. Never should have slept with that girl in Kazakra.
All right. Before Nolgrim's turn. Hold on 1 second.
More raptors?
Nope.
That was a T-Rex.
Not so much coming from through the bones as just kind of formulating up them is this small, vague, spiritual, winged creature. It's teeny, to be fair. Kind of made out wispy spirit stuff, and it dives towards Taskill. Oh, that's very apt. I didn't mean to put it on your space, but it's going to try to dive into your chest. So, Taskill, could you give me a charisma saving throw?
Did you say dive into his chest?
Yes.
Okay.
That's about what I expected.
Yep. So as this spirit enters you, it's not like a ghostly possession, but you're suddenly filled with the primal instinct of a natural-born predator, and the instinctual need to prey upon those that are vulnerable. So I'm gonna show you. This is one of this. This is called a predatory spirit. Is what just possessed you. You're still in control of your actions, sorta. But I will show you the ability. First off, for the duration that you are possessed, you have sense vulnerable prey. You have that ability, so keep that in mind. In addition, also I forgot. Since you failed to save, you do take 1d10. You take 4 necrotic damage. But just read this spiritual prey ability here. Well, the damage it rolled and the damage I rolled were the same. Fate. But yeah, go ahead and read that because it really takes effect on your turn. So I'll just run this onto you. And you can retake that saving throw at the end of your turn. So basically, you can now only perceive people who are wounded, and you have to attack the closest wounded person regardless of allegiance, other than undead because they're already dead. Or actually, no, I didn't say undead. So yeah, any wounded person that's closest to you, and with a melee attack, which you have advantage on, but then everyone gets advantage against you, so you're reckless.
It does say the sense vulnerable prey. You can only see the exact location of any non-undead or construct.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, there we go. I did write that right then.
Yeah.
Well, it was nice knowing Ivy.
Yeah. To shreds, you said.
That is not good.
I mean, technically speaking, you're equidistant between him and her and Nolgrim. So I guess you
kill Loki's character instead of the NPC.
Yeah. Either way, it is now Nolgrim's turn.
It's different in Pathfinder, right? Like if we were playing Pathfinder, they'd be further away.
Yeah.
All right. Nolgrim will take a swing at this one using a green flame blade.
Of course.
So that's a regular attack with a additional 1d8 of fire. So this attack -1, 16.
That'll hit. So it's 5 piercing damage.
Plus 8 fire damage.
Ooh, nice. Let me check its. It is resistant to fire damage. Okay, so 4 additional fire damage.
And
the one next to it takes your intelligence bonus, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, which would be 4 halved to 2.
What was that?
Which would be 4 halves to 2.
Mm-hmm.
Because they are resistant to fire damage.
Okay.
Anything else?
No, I think that's it. I don't really have much else to pull from since I have none of my spells but beyond cantrips.
Mm.
So that's it.
All right. Taskill.
Well, I suppose something of a bestial roar. He kind of moves over and I guess we'll take a swing at Ivy.
Yep. It'll be at advantage. So
Yeah,
go ahead and give it a
just don't get higher than 13 and she'll be fine.
Yeah, roll another one.
Hey!
Oh, what's he doing over there?
I imagine Ivy takes exception to this because how many people have been
You're still possessed, though.
Yeah.
The good news is it's not like you don't take the necrotic damage each time you fail. It's just the first time it enters you because a ghostly thing passed through your body.
But the question after that is concentration.
I'm going to say concentration remains up.
Okay. There's that at least.
Mm-hmm.
Did they all take damage?
It's
That's
not
on
their turn yet.
On their turn. All right. Ivy.
First, she's going to stand up,
Mm-hmm.
and then she's going to disengage and GTFO with her action between everybody.
Yeah.
Probably screaming about something about Taskill going nuts.
Mm-hmm. All right. Freya.
Okay, first things first. Gonna command the Steel Defender to come up here and form up with the rest of the group against Crazy Taskill.
Oh, no, my dad got into the bad shrooms again.
And
I
the
used
Steel
to have a
Defender will
brother.
attack this dinosaur right here
Gotcha.
with the Force Empowered Rend.
That'll hit.
19.
They take full force damage. That thing just goes kablooey.
And then Freya, if I moved, I could move down here, right? Because I would still
Yes,
be in
you're-
town.
Yeah, you're still threatened by them both, so no AOS.
Yeah, I'm gonna move down here and attack this one.
Mhm.
Or ooh. No, I'm going. Which one would it be better to attack? I guess it's the same for either, because I would be breaking pack tactics for
Yeah.
one either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can't reach the ones over there.
Mhm.
None of us can.
Okay, so I'll hit this one over here.
All right.
With 2 battle axe attacks. Well, 1, and then if it dies, 2.
And your battle axe is a magic weapon now because
Yes,
you modified
because
it
it's
with.
infused.
Yeah, so you'll do full damage.
All right.
Oh shit! You might be able to target both of them. Let's see. That
Is
is.
that, oh, it's doing the thing. I think I should roll another, because it only rolled it once. It like
No,
plus the six.
it crit on either one.
No, it crit. You did 7
did?
damage on the first one.
Yeah, it just rolled a 1 on a second D8, so that's why it's only a 7 damage.
Oh, okay. Really?
Yeah, so-
oh, okay, I see. Okay, I see the separate.
Yeah.
I forget the bonuses aren't added, so I didn't register as.
Yep.
I forget the bonuses aren't added with D&D. So yeah, 7 damage on that one, and then
And
is it still up?
It's still up. Yeah.
And a second attack.
That will miss.
I don't think we're in TPK territory anymore, guys.
Which one did you just attack? This one or this one?
I just attacked this one over here.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm not telling you guys which ones look more wounded because I kind of feel like ghosts.
They're
will
ghosts,
Look
yeah.
ghostly.
So
So
we would be able to tell which ones were fighting next to each other.
yeah, like you just saw her swing through that one. So Fergus.
So first, I'm gonna stand up, half my movement. Gonna bonus action second wind to get some health back.
Mm-hmm.
4 health back. I am going to take a swing at this one.
Okay. Sorry, which one? I missed it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to click that one. The one that Freya just attacked, the one to
Gotcha,
my
gotcha.
left. I didn't mean to. I arrowed the wrong one.
That'll hit. All right, so that will be 18 damage, all magical, so that'll destroy it.
Gonna step over here. Can I
Yeah,
action surge and feed Ivy a potion?
Yeah, action surge gives you an action, so I'll say yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
'cause
just-
she's like, freaking Taskill tried to take a swing at me. What's going on? And then you just shove a
They're like
potion
shove
in
it.
her mouth.
Let's talk more life.
Yeah.
So for 6 healing, so better than nothing.
Yep.
That's my turn.
All right.
Yep, on their turn starts Spirit Guardian.
Yep, Spirit Guardians. So, Wisdom saving throws.
Thrum,
Now,
you might need
does that
to
damage the spirit that's inside of them too?
Thrum, you might need to wrestle down Taskill.
It does not affect the spirit inside of him because I modified the actual possession from the ghost stat block, and it specifically states that it's immune to damage while it's possessing someone. Okay, so it looks like 2 raptors failed, and 1 passed. So this one gets annihilated by radiant dwarf spirits. This one gets annihilated. This one takes half damage for passing the save. Running out of raptors. All right. So this one will step up. Actually, no, it doesn't have to do that. So it said what's going to do is it's going to step out here, make the long trip. But these ones here. So we are going to have 1 on Freya, 2 on Fergis, all at advantage. Because with pack tactics, they would be smart enough to know to shift their focus to where they're getting the most advantage.
Mm-hmm.
So first up, Freya, claw, miss, bite, hit, 8 necrotic damage. Next up, Fergus, claw, hit, 5 necrotic damage, bite, lots of 21s, hit, 5 necrotic damage.
Can you get like something that just kind of hits me? Jesus.
I don't know what's going on, man.
It's all like so high that I'm never gonna pass that. Anyway.
Yeah. So I guess this one it could double move, so I'll just move it here, but it hasn't done anything else yet. So
And you have 2 more attacks on me? Because there's 2 of them down there. You only attacked 1 of them.
Oh, thank you for keeping me honest. Here's your reward. Hit.
Yep.
7.
Okay, I will try to reaction that one.
Okay. Cool.
Let me reduce my damage. Roll a D8 and add it to my AC. So yeah, that'll block that one.
Cool.
So this is the last minute before I die.
Going down isn't instant death in this system, so.
No, I know. That's the same.
Thrum.
All right, Thrum will try and hit this one.
That'll hit. So that'll be 8 damage. It is still up. But
Nolgrim and Thrum, do you think you can take Taskill if he comes after you?
I'll just pick the wee little shit up.
So it's the same one again.
Okay, and he doesn't get shards on the second one, correct?
That's correct. So just 9.
So that'll be half 4. It is still up. All right. Predatory spirit time. 1 moment. Is this the right one?
We deal insane damage, I just want to say.
Yeah.
It's been like 2 rounds.
There. Okay. Maybe. So there's this little birdie who is flying at the edges here, but hasn't done anything yet.
Oh no.
Where is the one that I made the initiative token on? Hold on. I'm adding a second one to the initiative order just because I want you guys to see where it is in the initiative. Because the other one's on the GM layer, and I forgot which one I selected to be the one. And
If you hover over it on the turn order, it'll show.
you see, that would have been the smart thing to do, Richard. But I already did the dumb thing, so the joke's on you.
Now, this second bird, this might be a TPK territory.
All right. But that's the end of its turn.
I don't think it'll be TPK. Maybe.
Nolgrim.
HPK.
Maybe 3 PK.
Half PK.
So mosquitoes aren't looking so bad, are they? And
Rub it in while you're alive, Nolgrim.
Touche, young buck.
You'll provoke attack of opportunity by moving here.
All right. It does not have advantage on this, so it'll try to bite you. Natural one. You're good.
All right. A round of Eldritch Blast. First one targeting this. Actually, he'll go ahead and cast a Hex on this one.
Yeah, this thing's also like 30 feet off the ground. So I forgot to mention that because it's flying. So yeah, you'll try to hex this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then Eldritch Blast against that one.
All right.
25.
That'll hit. So that will destroy this one.
All right, I get hit points back. Let me see how much. Level plus intelligence. All right, 9 hit points back. I'll take that.
Yep.
And then I'll fire the second one after this guy.
Okay. That'll hit.
Oh, without the 3.
Still. Yeah. So you fire your blast of force, and it just hits its car on, and it just disappears.
I'd like to add, by the way, that not only did you kill that raptor, you crit that raptor.
Yeah,
I crit on 19 to 20.
Yeah. So you take out this predatory spirit like you're skeet shooting. Light behind the screen's peak, they have 7 hit points. Their ability causes chaos, but they are not durable.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta knock that shit out.
Mm.
And that's my full turn.
All right. Taskill.
Of course.
Nolgrim is definitely the closest.
Oh, yes. With the blood.
Yep.
I don't think Taskill's on this rocker.
10 bludgeoning damage is just a warhammer comes down into you.
The fuck? Also, it's fun to come down to this, eh?
Also, I'll have you know, I'm being very generous by not ruling that underneath these effects, the spiritual weapons make.
Yeah.
Wait. I gotta use it because I always forget to use it.
Oh yeah. As a reaction. So roll it again, Kenneth. See if you get a lower.
Still
Probably
hits.
not by enough.
Yep. So you still take 10 bludgeoning damage, and then you can give me another charisma saving throw, Taskill. Hey, that's enough.
Yeah.
As you strike Nolgrim in the back, if you have like that moment, you're like, wait, I don't want to do this, and then you kind of like force of personality, and you pop little sucker out of your body.
As a reaction, can I use this when little sucker arrives?
I believe brace. Don't you have to declare that on your turn?
No, it's just a reaction.
You
don't have to set up for it.
Oh
which
yeah,
is-
then yeah, you definitely can.
All right, seeing it spit out of Taskill because he was about to step down and try and grab Taskill. He's gonna just try and squish the little bird in his hands.
That'll hit. Let's see. That will be a total of
13.
13 halved. That is sick. Oh my god, it's not down.
Oh,
Close though. Yeah, you like bring your hands.
plus 1d8. Because brace is a thing.
Yeah, so you rapidly shift from trying to bear hug grapple Taskill to just like fly swat this thing with between both your hands. Just go boom, and you got it.
That's so fun. I picture feathers coming out between his fingers.
They're like wispy ghost feathers that then vanish.
I got it. A mosquito came out of Taskill's ear.
And Taskill, you are no longer trying to kill people.
I think that means he's undead.
Maybe we should get the hell out of here once we're clear.
Ivy.
She's gonna go ahead and sacrifice her move to get a better bead on this thing here, so she can fire at advantage.
Yep, that'll hit.
Not magical, but that'll be 14 points.
Damage. Okay. Freya.
All right. I'm going to attack this one down here.
That'll miss.
Okay, second attack. 11. Okay, and then I'm going to bring around the Steel Defender.
Yep.
Come on, can I hit anything?
Oh, yeah. That'll definitely do it.
17.
Unfortunately, this one hadn't taken hits yet, so it is still up. Purely out of character, you got really close, though. And then that will be Fergus.
Okay. I am going to stab at the one in front of me between me and the defender and Freya.
Okay.
With the stab shroom. 17.
Hit. And that will take it out.
Okay. And then I will step up here, and as bonus action, I'm just going to stab at this one with my regular dagger.
All right.
$21
Hit.
for 4 points of non-magical damage.
So 2.
Yep.
All right.
That's my turn.
Then more Ghost Raptors appear now. This one is going to charge up on Freya, so it'll get its pounce. So we are looking at 2 attacks on Fergus. Or one's attacking Fergus, one is attacking Freya. So first up, a claw attack on Freya. None of these are at advantage. So claw attack will hit for 4 necrotic. Could you give me a strength save there, Freya?
You know, strength is actually Freya's best stat. Her attacks are based on intelligence.
So you are knocked prone, so its next 2 bites have advantage. So 1 bite, 11 necrotic.
And that brings me down to 0.
And the second bite misses, so that's good. You don't get 2 failed death saves. And now the claw and bite on Fergus. So claw on Fergus, 17 hits.
That'll hit, but I'm going to use my reaction.
Awesome. I'll just pull up the. Okay.
That'll miss.
All right. And then the bite will miss.
Will miss.
Yep. All right. Thrum.
Can he kind of push the Steel Defender around if he steps down here?
Yeah, I'll say you
Don't you have 10-foot reach?
Yeah, you can just step down and be able to hit this thing.
I think he's trying to get in range of both because he's got 2 attacks.
Yeah.
I'll say you can.
If you
Freya,
drop one.
let your beastie slide.
Freya's unconscious on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
It's up to you, Gombo, if you want.
I'll let you just gently shove it out of the way. Those ones.
Wait, don't you only have 5 feet of movement anyway?
He can move diagonally.
Yeah.
Mm.
In this.
Because
it's
how
in
it
5
works
feet.
is you pick a corner and then you move 5 feet from there.
Mm.
So if he was here, a corner here, he could move 5 feet like that.
Gotcha.
Yep. Alright, so you moved. That'll hit whichever one you're attacking. Doesn't matter.
Top one. Fergus first.
Gotcha. That'll take 5 damage. It is still up.
And he's going to hit that one again.
That'll
Or
hit.
not. It does hit?
It does hit.
Oh.
And that, even with half damage, that will dissipate it.
No shards on that one if it matters, by the way.
No,
wouldn't
it
matter.
only had 5 health and then half of 10 bludgeoning.
Gotcha.
So that still leaves 1 over an unconscious Freya. No new predatory spirits this round. Nolgrim.
I'm gonna shift over to get better view around Thrum, and then double barrel Eldritch Blast.
Do you put up like both palms for that?
No, they're both finger guns.
Yep.
And that takes out the last Ghost Raptor.
Now you see,
Don't
every
ask
time he
me
fires
why,
an
but I
Eldritch
have a feeling there's another birdie flying around.
I'll
That
keep
is
an eye out for it.
That is actually the end of the encounter. So, Fred, could you give me 1 death saving throw, and then someone can try to,
staunch the bleeding.
or just, I guess Taskill can do any heal spell.
It's a death saving, but it's a Constitution.
Yep.
Just a flat D20, actually.
Just a flat D20.
Yeah.
Just flat D20.
You're looking for 11 and higher.
I think you just click death save.
No.
Either way. It's just,
You live because you still had 2 more failed saves to get, and then Taskill just hits you for 6 hit points and brings you back up.
It's a good thing it missed the attack, though.
Mm-hmm.
automatic 2 fails.
Yep.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
So yeah, you all finally catch your breath as the graveyard mist dissipates, and you're just left with the kind of predatory stillness of this dinosaur graveyard.
Personally, still prefer this over the mosquitoes.
Really?
Yeah, you keep telling yourself that.
Well, I guess that means we'll just rest here for the night. We're kind of committed anyways.
Yeah. The good news is that happened on the first watch, so you guys can resume your long rest and still get all the benefits of a long rest before pressing on.
Barring further ghost dinos.
Yeah.
So far, it seems okay. So, new day 218. Even though that you guys are fully healed up now, you can go ahead and on your sheets mark yourself back up to full health. How are you guys feeling? It's been a rough couple days in the jungle.
100% done with this jungle.
Just heading for the sunlight. Just a little
Good.
longer.
I am glad to know that my modifications to exploring hostile terrain has produced the desired effect. So yeah, it's not a hard trek up out of the boneyard in any direction you would like. Where would you guys like to go?
From here, where would be the sun pointing to the horizon? Would it be like this way or like this?
Directly north.
Okay, so directly north then.
I'm just letting you know, Gombo, for every one of these terrain tiles, that's another pit in the hallway.
I'm rolling random, I swear to God.
You find a 6-mile long high.
We're up to the sextuple pit.
Alright, so you're just moving the tile directly north?
Mm-hmm.
Each which gets progressively harder to detect.
What you didn't expect is the one in front of the second pit is a pit on the ceiling that drops snakes.
That's the exotic one. So, depending on how you guys feel about the cool dryness of the boneyard, you're back to the bug-covered humidity of the jungle. The not as thick of mosquitoes is the one mosquito section. This seems pretty non-extreme jungle that you've experienced so far, meaning that there's no terrain feature here.
And here's what Nolgrim won't tell you, okay? If we had stayed in the mosquito place, we would have had to deal with the mosquitoes that night and then the ghost dinos tonight.
I mean, not wrong. And you guys are not force marching, right?
No.
Okay. So then you can remove your force march levels of exhaustion. So you guys are going to continue pressing on straight north for.
I would like to roll a while we're in this one. I'm going to roll again to see if I can find any plants that seem to repel insects.
Of course. Go ahead. Give me a survival, not at disadvantage.
14.
Can I give him advantage
Sure. So
if we
roll
look
again.
together?
See if you get higher.
It's quite a bit higher, 23.
Yeah, you find some leaves on it that are kind of like sticky, but close to the ground. That you notice that most of the insects seem to be avoiding. You don't know how effective it would be, or if it'd just be really itchy if you rubbed it on your skin as is. But you imagine if you just took the time to work with your alchemy supplies. Translation: no roll, just taking time to do it. You could probably create an anti-mosquito ointment.
Yeah. Would it be possible to use it like to set up like you know how they have those like tiki torches that you can burn that'll repel insects? Could I do something like that for like around a camp or something?
Yeah, if you light an actual campfire, you could do that for a couple hours.
Yeah.
Probably.
I was just like thinking long term, like maybe if we wind up getting into a bug infested area, we could use it while we're camping, essentially.
Yeah, that's very reasonable. I would say you could do that to not have to do the rolls against disease while you're sleeping.
Okay.
Speaking of that, Thrum, Nolgrim, and Ivy, your eyesight is getting kind of blurrier and your eyes are a little bit itchier. You take an additional -1 to a total of -2 on all your attack rolls. Oh, and perception-based stuff that involve sight.
Not feeling so hot. Is there anything you've got to help out anybody?
I have this potion if it winds up being really bad, and I hold up my restoration potion.
Once a restro can end one disease or one condition. And I've got 3 castings at second level, so...
I mean, save the disposables and let our good old cleric here slap you all a couple times.
What was that you said? I can't see as well.
Wait.
Just smack him clear on the forehead.
So are you casting Lesser Restoration?
Yep.
Okay.
You look at your mother with that mouth.
If you cast it on all 3 of them, their vision clears up, their eyes stop itching, and they are totally fine. Their rolls return to normal.
Don't look at me in that tone of voice.
This little blind just must have been carrying something.
Yeah, just out of curiosity, anyone can roll me a medicine.
What was that?
Out of curiosity, anyone can roll me a medicine. Okay. So let me. Yeah. Taskill and Freya. Since you've heard of, judging by the descriptions, it sounds like they caught eye rot. Usually, it's from bad stagnant water, but it's not surprising that mosquitoes are carrying it too, considering what they're hatched from. Basically, every single long rest after the first day of infection, you would get a -1 to all your attack rolls, and when you hit 5, you become permanently blind. So,
fun stuff.
Yep. What's a jungle without catching some random ass disease of body horror? Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm trying to remember from last session. Did you mention that I had a vague idea of the direction of the was it the Blue Ghost or whatever it is?
Yeah, he moved up the north from where you were. You were in this hex at the time, so he moved somewhere up this direction.
But I don't have a sense of a direction of him at this point.
Well, no one tried to do like a survival to track him.
Okay.
So you're so many miles away, man.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure how.
As the crow flies, you're over 50 miles.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure how that worked, so I was just checking.
Yeah. All right, continuing to press north this day.
Yep.
All right.
Totally not just looking for a way out of this area.
Okay.
That being said, my idea is sound. Get to the highest point
Yeah.
and survey.
I think as long as we follow this wall, we should be able to find. What if there is no exit? What if it's all a lie?
Okay.
What if the horizon keeps moving?
Huh?
Wait, it does.
All right. So you're pressing through the jungle here. Here you note terrain. I have so many trackers and things to mark off. Yeah. I know these what you're posted here.
Sorry, one of my many Discords I'm subscribed to. A meme popped up and I had to share.
Nice.
It
Yeah.
reminded me of Gombo laughing.
So as you guys are trekking on this day, let's see here. I should do a stealth roll. Yeah. So someone give me a perception check.
Does that mean everybody?
Anyone who you think would be on the lookout. Like, be honest. Would you just be like looking at your feet? Just, I just gotta get through this.
Well, I mean, I usually have been taking point with
Yeah, I
Thrum.
think Fergis and Thrum. It's pretty apropos.
Like I said, I have said that the reason why Fergus is taking the scout is because he's learned a little too much that he didn't want to learn from Thrum.
Yep.
And now he's even better.
Thrum. Even over the usual rattling kind of insect din of a jungle, you hear a sound that you're kind of familiar with. It's kind of like a very light, like high-pitched sound, almost inaudible, but it's usually associated with things like bats doing echolocation.
Damn it, woman. I said I'd take out the trash. Wait, what?
You heard what I said. So you can do with that information what you will.
Alright. We might have some vampire bats or fruit bats, but I hear a good number of them. I've heard somewhere that they like jungles. They can be quite big fellas. You know, keep your eyes to the sky.
It's like vampire bats, or vampire bats, like vampire, bats.
That, or just fruit bats.
So it could be either.
Either.
Fergus,
Okay.
while they're all having this in-depth discussion, do you just, like, when he says keep your eyes up, do you just look up on that 19?
Yeah.
You see in a distance away in a tree is one of those humanoid bat monsters that attacked you in the great jumping off point. And it very clearly sees you guys.
Does it look hostile or does it look like it's observing us at the moment?
It looks like it's observing you at the moment.
Well, if it sees us and it sees them fight, I'm just going to wave at it and see what it does.
It takes flight and flies away.
Yep. I think we made some enemies before we even got into this damn jungle. There's some of those bat creatures that made us tilt ass over kettle on down our trip down here.
Alright, they're probably half elf.
Just kind of look at you a little confused, but anyway, they probably are gonna either ambush and try to take our stuff or just try to kill us again. So be aware. Maybe use whatever foliage we pass by for cover.
It didn't seem like they were smart enough to go after our stuff. I think they're just regular predatory hunters that just want to eat us. Because they made us drop our things, right? But I didn't look like they went after them. At least we didn't see them.
We didn't recover all of our stuff, so there's a chance they might have just been content with what they got instead of chasing everything down all the way. Or maybe this one is the one we almost killed and he's bitter. I don't know.
Or maybe it's somewhere in the middle.
It's always in those gray areas.
Whatever. It's gonna die the same way if it tries to kill us. Then no one will be around to ask. And then it won't be around to be asked how smart it is.
So, are you guys going to progress on? Still straight north?
I think so. I would say that I'm making an effort to kind of keep under foliage and stuff while we're traveling, like the denser tops of trees rather than like sparse trees that we might pass by, just to get that extra cover from flying creatures.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Us.
This dude on the pan flute's really going at it.
Yeah, that he does. All right, so on this day, who would you guys say is taking point?
Probably me or Thrum. Thrum usually is the one that's...
Yeah, Thrum's usually the guy.
But now that we don't have an animal for him to lead, maybe you and I switch off.
I mean, I'll be up front if you want. That's fine. I'll be in the lead.
I mean, you have been this far in the game, so that's fine.
Yeah, I am also the one actively trying to lead us through to the light.
All right, give me a survival roll then, Fergus.
17.
Okay. You enter a section of the jungle that seems like some of the base ground foliage is cleared away, making travel here a little bit more clear and easy. And after maybe about 15 minutes, you notice that the ground is getting slightly harder to walk on. And you take a moment to stop and you think about it, and then you all kind of have a moment where you realize that you're all sinking into quicksand.
Lovely.
Yay, jungles! So it is a DC 14 strength saving throw to get out of this.
And there's nothing around, like trees or anything nearby?
It's kind of like what the save is for. Don't worry, it's like failing a save is an instant death. If you fail the first save, you might be losing some supplies. Okay, so Fergus passes. Taskill fails.
Ivy got a 1.
Well, Ivy's known for being weak, so would Nolgrim be able to grab onto Ivy and use Thunderstep to get out?
Yeah, I'll allow that this one time.
Alright.
Okay. You didn't have to.
As usual, the artillery is well getting stuck into the mud.
Uh-huh. All right, so it looks
Wait,
like.
doesn't that hurt the rest of us that are in the quicksand with you?
Oh, that's shit. You're probably walking close. Roll 3d10, Loki.
All right.
Watch max 10, 10, 10. No, pretty good though.
Yeah, pretty good.
So just an explosion of loud sound and like insects go everywhere. This quicksand flies. You will take 20 thundering damage. Or I guess Constitution saving throw, but this is not comboed with an encounter. All right.
All of us?
Yep, all of you. So it looks like Fergis, Thrum, and because of the Thunderstep, Nolgrim have gotten out of
Ivy as
quicksand.
well. He took Ivy with him.
Yep, Ivy as well. So
Only one who's stuck in it, just Freya.
Freya and the Sealed Defender are stuck in.
And
the Steel Defender does have Miku in the cart. Just point that out. So now for the second round of quicksand saves. Everyone who's out, you could try to like grab vines or haul your fellow cohorts out of the quicksand. That will give them advantage.
I'm going to use the Ciscro Weave Cloak as a net and try to catch the Steel Defender and try to use that to kind of help pull it on.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go large and offer Taskill the end of my pike, the non-working end.
Awesome.
And Nolgrim's going to try the net thing with Miku.
Yeah. The Ivy really can't help here. I don't think she's physical. She doesn't have the leverage.
So
All
like
right.
we're throwing a net around the Steel Defender and a net around the cart carrying Miku, and the two of us are just trying to pull to get the Defender and it out.
Okay. So
You get advantage, Taskill.
yeah.
You get more advantage.
Taskill does pass on the first one. The Steel Defender is getting pulled out. Freya, could you roll me a second strength saving throw?
You got it? 15.
Yeah. So, like, Freya, you're trying to get out and you're starting to sink below. And this is happening at the exact same time that Thrum, you managed to get Taskill out because he's holding on to the pike and he's able to muscle his way out. And everyone else, you're able to haul up the Steel Defender. But as the rickshaw reaches the surface of the quicksand again, you notice that Miku's body is gone. Freya, you disappear below the sand, and you start having you have to start holding your breath because otherwise you're going to start suffocating. You don't want to get that stuff in your lungs. When you feel something or someone grab your shoulder and you start moving forward again, and the rest of you guys see that Freya breaches the surface of the quicksand. And there is a hand on her shoulder and back pushing her up as Miku breaches the surface with her, walking and moving again.
Hey.
Apparently just needed sand to get him going again.
Fun fact, he doesn't breathe like you, so I don't know if he would have suffocated in that.
True grit.
Just depends on how much water's down there, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that might be the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Although isn't it just like mud? Isn't water what makes it quicksand?
Yeah, pretty much. Thrum, or coat more accurately, how much of your supplies do you carry out of the bag of holding?
He's got a Thrum bag.
All right.
Thrum's inventory.
Also, just so everyone knows, when I leveled up, I got a new infusion, and just because the other ones, for what level I am, didn't seem that interesting, I took a bag of holding, but I don't have it active.
Mm-hmm.
So if we ever need that additional thing, we can have another bag of holding, but I would have to get rid of one of the other infusions I have active.
We may. Let's see what Gombo does here.
So you keep some food provisions in your bag, right, Thrum?
Yes, in his backpack.
Yeah. So as you are scaling out of the pool, you notice that your backpack came open and it's filled with quicksand. And as you dig around in it, you notice that about 7 bulk worth of food, or however much up to that if you have. Less
Yeah,
than
I
that.
had 10 light rations, so
Yeah, the
Seven.
seven worth of light rations are gone.
Alright.
It was lost to the quicksand. See, guys, not every terrain is instant death.
not instant.
This will inspire my new magical item, the Bag of Quicksand.
Yeah, but as Miku gets out onto stable ground with you guys, he releases his communal spores again, and he speaks into your mind. And he says, I apologize for my long absence. I was relearning my body after what happened.
That's what I told my fourth wife, but I'll forgive you.
I think you made up any inconvenience hauling you around caused with this little saving.
I apologize for any harm I would have done when that thing was dwelling inside my mind. I believe it tried to destroy my psyche, at least temporarily. However, I do not have a brain, so I was able to regain consciousness. I have actually been aware of my surroundings for the past week while we've been traveling through this jungle. It is an interesting experience. Just thinking, not moving. Serene, even. Except for the parts where we all almost died.
Well, we'll
Well,
call
to be
it
fair,
even.
you would have been fine.
So pretty much every day this week.
Approximately.
Well, I keep you alive in a vegetative state. You save me from the quicksand, even Stephen.
I don't know if it is possible to be for me to be in a vegetative state. I am categorized as a fungi.
Yeah, that was a low-hanging fruit.
He looks up. So yeah, do you guys continue to press on?
I mean, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we got 30 more minutes.
How many more things could happen?
I'm waiting for another cold front.
At least one more near-death experience.
We learned our lesson on the cold front. Everyone roll one at a time.
Also, I will say that now he's out of the little cart thing. Let's load that up with some firewood just in case.
That's a good idea.
And any like plants that we don't think are going to be just eaten by random passerbys, we could put in there too so we things that aren't heavy or too heavy.
Any dead wood on the ground that'll burn.
God, we really had a cold front session. Wow. My state was being
And
destroyed
then I noticed
by
that
the
you
cold.
had on your ceiling fan today, so weather's much better there.
Yeah, no. So the day I came home, it was like 40 degrees outside. And then the day after that, I had to turn the heat on. Or I had to turn the heat off because it was too hot outside.
Yep.
All right. Next day. Oh, let me mark the day tracker.
The thumping's back, Rich.
The what?
The thumping is back.
Yeah.
All right. So this day, the daylight is no longer far on the horizon. It is something that is definitely perceptible. As you see the cavern walls of the Earth's Wound beginning to narrow, around halfway through the day, you reach it's still a very wide tunnel, probably a better part of a mile or two wide, but it's narrowing as you're coming up to what looks like natural steps, moving towards a light that is going to be the surface.
I'm sorry, I missed a lot of that because my plugs were fucking up.
No problem.
We're coming across a light.
Basically, the cavern is beginning to narrow, and you are coming towards a very wide, like 2 miles wide, but kind of slowly narrowing natural staircase, heading up towards where the light was formerly meeting the horizon.
Mm-hmm. So we've found your way out.
Giddy Fergus keeps going.
Mm-hmm.
Son, our goal isn't up there, but you can go as halfway so that you can get that vantage point you talked about.
I'm just pointing like the goal is the peak, so we can see as far as we can. So, also,
Ivy pipes up. I mean, I've never seen the surface. I am kind of interested. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, let's go up there just as a courtesy to Ivy. Honestly, she's joined us all the way here.
and plus, think about it. If we're looking to eventually establish our kingdom again or whatever, it'd be nice to know of different ways out than just the one that we're trying to open back up.
Excuses are like assholes. Everybody's got one, and they all stink.
Just play along. We're doing what you want most of the time anyway. This is what I want, and I continue on.
He's gonna wrap up a scarf and hand it to Ivy.
Trust me, Thrum. We're all still going to Dammerhall.
Cover your eyes. That's going to be real bright when we go out there.
Well, you have a good day of crawling up this natural stone staircase.
Mhm.
It's like a slow incline. You can kind of see it on the map. It's not like it's hard, but it's just going uphill.
Yeah.
As you're walking, Thrum, Miku kind of paces next to you, very much enjoying being able to move again. And he releases some spores so that way he can communicate with you, and you're the only one in range. And he says, Thrum, I had time to think while I was laying in a, how did Freya say it, a vegetative state on that cart. And I hadn't really put thought into it before, but how do you turn large?
That's a question I haven't really asked myself. It's almost out of my control. Do you ever get angry, Miku?
Yes. When that happens, ever since our encounter with the monster on the Isle of Seven Horns in the jungle, and he opens up his palm and those amber spores that he does for his guardian spores come out. This happened. I was mad at the time that something was seeking to interfere with the nature. I was wishing to protect something that was alive but not. It is difficult to explain.
It's the same way. I have two reactions. There's one of anger, and there's one of protection. But they're both uncontrollable.
And then there was the time that you lit those rocks on fire when crawling from a wall.
Yeah, I guess that was some god magic, some voodoo from the mother or the father. I don't know.
Interesting. You've never spoken of your gods before.
Not a big fan of the gods. Whenever they want something from you, they're going to take it. Or at least ours are.
And yet you believe that they favored you?
Yeah, unfortunately, I think they've got me doing something. They've given me visions. They've found me the heir of Dammerhall, and here we go, and no one in our group dies. Everybody seems to be helped by the gods every time something happens.
He releases some more spores to continue the conversation as you're walking. Perhaps it is my curious nature that made me somewhat an outsider in Zan. But are you not at all curious onto why you grow large? You have ideas, but you seem to have few answers. In Zan, there is much teaching of facts.
Well, if I had somebody who could give me the facts, I wouldn't question it. Just ask them. But I don't think I got that person with me.
I see. Well, then perhaps Sunday you will find a person who can give you these facts.
Maybe one day, but till then, I'll keep working for what I've got.
This is practical. Thank you for satiating my curiosity.
Indeed.
All right. Is there anything else you guys want to do this day, or are you good to press on to the next one?
Probably press on. I don't.
Yeah, I'm good to go.
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to reveal half this hex, because half of it is what you're dealing with, and the other half is something else. So now you're at the point where the tunnel has kept narrowing and narrowing. And as you're kind of near the end of this day, the sun is beginning to set, so the light up ahead is growing darker. But now you can see pretty easily to both sides of this tunnel as it goes up to the large open air entrance that's about, I would say maybe like 300 feet directly in front of you at this point.
Abby, I'm warning you. Cover your eyes. It's going to hurt.
Well, it's getting darker now. It doesn't seem too bad. You guys do notice that there is a large, lumpy object or something in the middle of the tunnel directly in front of you. It's between you and the exit.
Is that some sort of beastie or just a big rock?
Did you say flumpy or lumpy or
lumpy? It's a little bit difficult to tell
wildebeest
because
just stepped up in front of the tunnel.
It's difficult to tell because as the sun is setting behind it, the light is growing dimmer. So you kind of are in that weird space where you see its silhouette, that your dark vision isn't kicking in because you do have lighting. So you just kind of see its outline.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's the old pick up a rock, cast light on it, and toss it over idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you do that. You do it from a nice good distance away, and it skips, and just the fringe of the light, it looks like bones. And you have a moment to study it before another light starts appearing from the bones. Two like pale blue pinpricks in the eyes of the skull as the bones begin to shift and rise up, up and up and up, is a big long tail unfurls and a head that seems to be almost just completely made of teeth with stumpy little arms but long legs. On the stumpy little arms' fingers, you see the glint of 6 silver rings on each, one ring on each of its little fingers. And as the lights of its eyes begin to glow, you see that there are carvings in its skull, lines of like runic magic. And it gives a deep bellowing roar that nothing that's of a skeleton should be able to make, as you are standing before a skeletal Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Run away!
I do not believe we have time for this encounter, but I will show it to you anyway.
As this is where we're going to be taking up next session, sir.
Yep. So let me just quickly yield stuff. Then I gotta put your tokens on here. Yeah, not quite enough time for this encounter, but it should.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure even an undead Tyrannosaurus is going to be a meat sponge.
Mhm.
Also, why you sending undead at me after you gave me a goddamn poison weapon?
Listen, there was an undead dino here in the AP, man. Well, you actually said.
My concern is who the fuck is creating these zombies? Because if it has rings on its fingers, it's obviously made by someone.
Mm. And
And they clearly wanted it. What was it? I can't remember the song anymore. Disregard. If you want to put a ring on it or something like that.
If you like it, you should have put a ring on it.
Yep.
Something like that.
You guys should be,
Like it, then you should
you
have put
guys
a
should be able
ring
to see
on
it now.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
more disturbing than it should be.
Mm-hmm. Had to find a good, proper, scary-looking one.
Quick, everyone, get on the floor and start walking the dinosaur.
He can't reach us.
Open the
We're
door.
out of his reach.
Get over.
Yeah,
I
I like
say to open
I
the
like
door,
with
but
the
there's no
scary
door.
skeleton pictures. They realize the philosophy that skeletons themselves aren't actually that scary, so they tack on flesh bits.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can't see. He's too far away.
So we've all leveled up to level 7.
Oh, now I can
As you
see.
know.
I need to tally up the experience still.
I know we're nowhere close. I just want
Don't forget to set your guys' health back to maximum, by the way. You had like 4 long rests by now.
I just had my health up to the point where when we got thunderbolted by Nolgrim.
Oh yeah, was that this day?
No.
No, that was 2 days prior.
The ending of this episode is on us versus the skeletal Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yes. I think with all the terrains and the jungle just kicking your guys' ass, I'm pretty sure if we were to name this episode, it would be Jungle Fever.
Did it just stop? Oh, no, yeah. For some reason, it didn't show the recording anymore, so.
I've never fought a T-Rex.
And now it's an undead T-Rex.